worked. All right. So I can see you.
Okay.
So I got to click on this. Oh, wait. No, I want to click on this. Pop out. Hide members. So you're full screened.
Okay, cool.
Are you there?
I feel there.
Oh, there we go. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Okay.
All right.
I think I have this worked out. Oh, I need to fix the size of your screen. Oh, this looks great. This looks perfect. How are you?
I'm trying to fix my background. Oh, there it is. Hang on.
So, wait, are the mushrooms an accident?
That's the real background.
Oh yes, the toys are the green screen. Oh, that helped things so much better. I was wondering why you were so choppy, and as soon as you turned that off.
Yeah, the big running joke is that this is all a green screen. That's the huge running joke because one time I was able to replicate the background perfectly on a green screen.
Oh really? Oh, that's
Yeah, it
yes.
even moved. Like I had the lights even flashing, and then somebody came in. Oh, that's a green screen, and I was able to hit it, and it would wobble, right? And then I was able to pick it up, and it was almost a perfect mirror of the shelf behind it. It was wild.
I've okay. I did see another streamer do something similar, but that like
Yeah.
there was nothing special. Their room was like mine, just like a couple of little things in the background, and then they had the green screen that rolls up like mine.
Right.
Do you have something like that?
Yeah, well, my green screen is actually like
You need a
it's
bigger
almost as
one.
big as the room.
Yeah.
Because when I put it up to do like video chats or like on King Norcalis's show, like you
Hmm.
can't have this. You know, it's all knights and wizards and stuff. So
Oh yes,
that
yes.
don't work. You know, so it's got to be something to be able to cover it. You know, and it's got to be a large span because of how far back my camera is.
True. Hey chat, let me know if you can hear Nerdy just fine.
I hope so. This is the first time I've done Discord on here.
Ah.
We always do like Zoom or something.
See, that's the thing is we can hear him. Okay, cool. That's the thing is like people.
Jerk 'em off, jerk 'em off
Do your
right
thing, I'm
now.
hoping.
Jerk 'em off until sundown. Jerk 'em off right now.
I wonder why the the oh, that didn't pop up. Oppervine, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. You came just in time. We are now starting it. We're about to start an interview with the Nerdy Effect. By the way, mods, if you don't mind, we're gonna hold off. Let's hold the shout outs just because it'll pop up over the interview screen. So it will be distracting. Oh no, they didn't start one yet. I'm trying to be preemptive. Oh, so how do I maybe if I
You're good.
I'm just trying to think of a way to. Well, here we'll give you a whole bunch of promos after the interview is over, so that people can see a bunch of clips and get your links and such.
You're good. You're good. It's just fun to hang out and chat, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just I mean, I occasionally here's my plan. I want to try to get in with different streamers and such, and YouTubers as well. I've already done one interview before, and apparently went really well. So posted it to YouTube. So maybe we'll keep this stuff up. But yeah, so tell us about yourself. You know, just a little tiny intro, I guess.
I'm old. I'm one of the old people on Twitch. Now I know that there are people who are older than me, but I'm on that geriatric level of people on Twitch. So it's one of those things trying to stay relevant, you know? Trying to keep with the lingo is one of the hardest things that I have to deal with.
Like, do you have an example of what you mean? Like,
There's something.
like
It's like
internet lingo or like young people lingo?
both actually. So like it was it's the word whenever somebody does something good, it's KEWK.
Oh, no. Keck W.
Okay, Keck
That's
W.
when people type that in. It's for an emote. That's basically specifically for Twitch.
Okay, yeah, I have no idea what that
Yeah.
is. Yeah, that. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
the general people that are in my channel, they don't type it because they're old like me.
oh yeah. See, that's the thing is I have it linked into my chat to where when they type it out, it shows the face.
Okay.
So, so that's no, I understand. That makes perfect sense now. Because I did the same thing.
I started a long time ago with streaming before that was a thing. Like I don't know when Twitch came around. I want to say what 2014.
Is it that young?
It's not that old. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
I don't know the true date, but I started streaming in 2015.
Okay. Yeah.
And I started on the PlayStation Playroom.
Very good.
If that tells you anything.
Yeah.
So it was the camera that came with your PlayStation that you put on top that you could sort of play like Kinect for the Xbox, but you could play like, some moving games. But what it did is it transformed into people live streaming their like living room.
Yeah.
If you weren't around in the time, it was literally the Wild West.
I was too poor when I was a kid to get anything like that, so I was like, I never knew anything about that stuff.
That's kind of similar to why I have this. When I was a kid growing up, we had some, we had a little bit of money. Christmas and birthdays were cool, but if you went to Kmart, and be like, I want some Hot Wheels. No, we're getting Iron Kids bread. That's it.
Iron Kids, yes.
Yeah. So we didn't get all those toys. I had a couple, growing up. I had some main staples that I loved.
Yeah.
But basically, it was finally when I got my adult money, it was time to remember.
I love that. So there's a lot of stuff, a lot of different toys that I recalled that I just never had as a kid. Now you said you guys at least got a decent amount, when you were kids. But did you have a whole lot of a big friend group that also had a whole big smattering of toys? Is that because I think that helped my nostalgia with other people had.
Unfortunately, I wasn't what would they call a popular kid. I didn't have the charisma that I have now.
Yeah.
I didn't have, I was the kid who liked the nerdy stuff and the video games and
Terrific.
things like that. And, I don't like to run. I hate running. I despise running. So I was not the athletic kid,
Yeah.
Like I was one of those kids like when you play. We had a thing in I think it was junior high. It was called intramurals. Did you have that?
No. I don't know what that is.
Okay, so what it was is intramurals, at least for this school. Okay, so somebody knows what I'm talking about. Okay, so intramurals was basically like the classes. Some of the classes, they had their own individual couple of teams, and they would play like flag football or dodgeball or wiffle ball and things like that.
Okay.
And your team would be out to play, or you'd be watching other teams play in your own grade. And anyway, long story short, I wasn't good at flag football. Terrible at it. I wasn't terribly good at wiffle ball. I was really good at kickball. But in dodgeball, I was always the kid they sort of singled out, and just beam in the back of the head with the dodgeball.
Oh no.
So, yeah. I mean, again, it's kid shit. Like I don't.
Of course.
I don't live in that world.
You don't still have those grudges.
No. Well, there is one guy. There is there is one guy that always lives in my brain, man. But that dude, he lives rent free.
Oh no!
But anyway,
what's his? Do you know his? Do you remember his name?
Oh, I know exactly his name, and I think I know where he lives. Don't write that down. No.
I'm gonna have to delete this VOD now.
Damn it. But no, like I don't harbor any ill will from back then, you know, because kids are kids. Kids are assholes. All kids are assholes.
True.
And but anyway, so I grew up the nerdy kid with very few friends, you know, and I had enough toys to be, you know, comfortable. Nothing like this. This is, you know, if 8-year-old me walked in here, it'd be like, you must be a billionaire.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, no, this is just credit card debt. That's what this is, credit card debt.
No, I totally understand what you mean by like with sports as a kid. I couldn't do anything. The only difference is with dodgeball. Listen, I can't catch, I can't throw, but I could dodge. So I was always the last one standing, but as soon as I threw the ball, they caught it.
Yeah, exactly. You couldn't throw it hard enough, you know, like I didn't have cool man hands, you know, so it would always slip off the ball. You know, all the other classes are watching you from the bleachers, and you got this ball, and you go to throw it, it slips. And then some, you know, super athletic kid goes sliding in and catches it, and he's like, you're out! And then he hits you with the ball anyway.
Yeah, yep. Oh, yeah,
You
I
know?
understand, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, but as far as friends, I had a very limited number of friends growing up.
Mm-hmm.
One of my best friends, his mom was always got what he wanted. Let's say that.
Ah.
Yeah. So he had like all the Ninja Turtles, you know, like when Ninja Turtles were coming out, he would be there getting them every damn week. Just Ninja Turtles, open them up, playing with them, you know.
The ones that had the I love the ones that had the what was it? They flipped around. Oh no, I had one that transformed into a regular turtle.
Yeah. The Morphin one.
Yeah.
I have one of them, but I think he's in the storage.
Sorry, somebody in chat just goes, "There's only 4."
It's more like 204, but yeah. Yeah, they had the Morphin ones. Those were pretty cool. They had a name for them. I want to say they're like mutations, maybe.
I couldn't remember. I mean, I was a kid. I didn't see what said. I didn't care what it said on the box. You know, I tore that thing
Turtles,
open.
It's you know, it's He-Man, whatever.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he always got the stuff, and so I guess I would like to say that part of me was always a little jealous. You know.
Yeah.
It's kind of. I mean, there's nothing wrong with jealousy. It's a real thing. You know, just don't be ill will towards it.
Of course.
You know, what your neighbor has got the best vibrator on the planet. You kind of want one too, you know. So anyway, so we would play a lot. You know, we'd combine the figures, you know, and whatever, and do all that. But as far as like, you know, egregiously amount of friends and things like that, no, not really. Surprisingly,
Yeah,
you know,
okay.
I had my set core of like 2 to 3, and that was about it. And we just sort of like stuck together for the most part throughout school. So
Yeah, most of the stuff that I got to play with was when I would spend time with like, well, there's a rich side of my family that like you go visit. Like the ones that paid attention to me were very poor. There were the other ones that like you would go visit. Like my mom's whole side of the family, they all had plenty of money, and like my cousins, they all had the best toys. That's the first time that I saw a Nintendo 64 while I still had the Genesis. And I had the Genesis until the PlayStation came out, but yeah. Oh no, I think it was a PlayStation 2 came out. Oh, I loved it.
The Genesis, it's still a solid console.
Oh, I still loved it, but it's just a testament to how poor I was, you know. But yeah, it was my cousins where they all had the cool toys, and then it's what I remembered is like never stuff that I had, you know.
Right.
But that's why I get so excited when we were talking about random, like the stuff that when I will come to your stream and say like, hey, do you got this thing? It's usually stuff that I remember seeing as a kid. That's what pops into my head because I can see all the stuff there.
That's part of kind of what I would say. If I never found streaming, this collection wouldn't be as thick as it is. I'll put it that way.
I can understand.
I would say maybe 25% was purchased just because somebody came in and says, hey, do you have this?
Mm-hmm.
And it was sort of early on, it was a goal to be like, yeah, I do. Or I got to get that. And then the next time they popped in, I'd be like, boom. And they'd be like, oh my God, I had that, you know? So there are some things that I look around. It's like, I probably wouldn't have purchased that for my collection, but I remember, you know, Bob came in and he was really into Animaniacs. So boom, you know, Wacko, Yakko, and Dot, you know, so it's sort of like that. But
I was going to guess you were going to say Freakazoid.
Oh, they did actually make a couple of toys of him. He does have a couple of toys, surprisingly.
They got to be super rare too, huh?
I don't know if they're super rare. It's just one of those things that's kind of like, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't say it's probably highly sought after, but like SWAT cats.
Yeah. Sorry, listen, I mentioned that in your chat the other day, and the look on your face is like, "What are you, crazy?"
They're expensive. They are stupid expensive. And I actually did a little research on that after the show went off because I was kind of curious because I remember SWAT cats, but I wasn't like deeply into it. Like I was. They came out in '94 actually. Mm-hmm. Which is later than I thought that they were around. And I don't know why, but cartoon mishy mash, you know, when you're talking 30-something years ago, it's there's a lot there.
Of course.
So I couldn't remember but they came out in '94. So I was, you know, like 12, 13 years old at that time. And that point you're shifting.
Yeah,
you know?
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're getting away from the cartoon aspects. You're getting into more like, let's watch Married with Children, or what was another one? So I remember growing up, just to spitball off that. I remember growing up, I was not allowed to watch Married with Children or Mama's Family. And I don't know why. I mean, I know why now, but they would come on like after The Simpsons. You know, like the Fox lineup would be like cartoon, Mama's Family. I want to watch Mama's Family. It's on, you know?
Yeah.
Not getting 90% of the references. And then right after that was like the Married with Children reruns, and was not allowed to watch it. No, as soon as Simpsons went off, you had to turn the damn the TV off, you know?
Yeah.
Because we didn't have cable, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get cable until 98, 99, somewhere in there.
I think Married with Children was the only television show that my dad said that he liked. And looking back, yeah, that makes sense.
I watched a documentary on that recently, and it was talking about, that's the show that made Fox. Was Married with Children.
What?
Yeah. They put all their stuff behind that. That was their primetime show. I
didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's surprising
shocking.
to me.
I didn't think it was that old, but it's like 87 was when it came out. Something like that, which predates The Simpsons by like a year.
Oh, okay. They
picked up The Simpsons right off of it, but yeah, they banked it off of that, and it wasn't originally that cast. Then they had to change some stuff or whatever. But anyway, so where was I? Toys, SWAT Cats.
Yeah.
But yeah, like stuff like what you said. You come in, you're like, "Hey, do you have any SWAT cats?" No, I don't have any SWAT cats. So now I'm trying to get some SWAT cats. Uh, thanks for that. But
I
there
am
is-
so
there is
sorry.
stuff. No, you're good. There are stuff in the collection that is still original to me. There's not a lot. There's not a lot that's here, but there is a couple of pieces that is still in it that like I got whenever I was younger, like either
Oh, you
out of
mean-
the box.
Oh, you mean original to you as in like as from your childhood?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
not a
wow.
lot.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
still a couple of things. It's still like like the street shark I showed you.
Yeah.
That's actually mine.
Oh,
That's not something
wow.
I bought secondhand, like 5, 6, 10 years ago. That's absolutely mine.
Oh, that's
So,
really freaking cool.
yeah. There's a couple of interesting ones that actually are mine, but there's also things that I had to repurchase.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I remember having this. Well, now I got to get it. Like He-Man back here. I cannot remember physically opening a He-Man figure when I was a kid. Because I'm pretty sure that all of my He-Man came from yard sales or garage sales.
Gotcha.
Do you have garage sales, yard sales?
That's where most of my toys came from. Yeah, like
Yeah,
I said,
that's-
being super poor, that's like rarely do they
Exactly.
come from a box.
Yeah, so I grew up. My mom was a single mom, and she worked like all the time. So I spent a lot of time with my grandparents. They became my surrogate parents, right?
Yeah.
And my grandmother loved yard selling. Garage sales, yard sale, thrift sale, whatever. People's
yeah.
houses, and they're selling their junk.
Mm-hmm.
But she loved it. And this is back in the day. She would get the newspaper. Kids, do you know
What
a
are those?
newspaper is? So she would get the newspaper and get ready. All the listings for yard sales, right? And she would map out an area to drive around.
Oh, that's impressive.
Dedicated. She would, and this is years and years existed. So she had a local map, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she would have the local map on the table, and she'd be like, okay, well, this yard sale is at 555 Drive, and this one is over here at 623 Drive, and she would map this out, and like Saturday morning, we'd load up early, and we would go around and hit these yard sales, and she would buy whatever. I couldn't tell you what the hell she bought. I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, well, of course, because
I would go there for the toys.
yeah, of course, you're there hoping that each stop is like, I hope they have toys at this stop. I hope they have kids at this house.
They gotta have He-Man. They're getting rid of He-Man. Let's do
Oh,
this.
perfect.
Because we didn't go to. I don't ever remember going to a flea market. Like, I do flea markets as an adult, but I don't remember going to a flea market. We did yard selling or garage selling. And that's where the majority of the toys that I got from my childhood was from there. Because it'd be like, here's a box of He-Man. What do you want for it? $5. $5 is a lot. Really?
It's a whole box. Yeah.
It's a whole box of He-Man, man. And they're like, yeah, but we don't do it. Oh, she'd try to wheel and deal with them.
Grandma.
Yeah, I want the toys, and she's like, yeah, but $5. I'm like, bro. So, yeah, but going back to it, like Christmas and birthday was when we got new toys.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that was it, and it was. I guess I'm not gonna say it was one or two, but it wasn't more than 6. And you're talking turtles back in the day. They were probably, I think they were $3.55 a piece, something like that.
I couldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't
I think it's
imagine what
somewhere
the
in there.
price would have been.
Yeah, the turtles were one of those things that like that's what I solidly remember from my childhood.
Yeah.
Turtles, Transformers, and Ghostbusters. Those were my things.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, anything else like, oh, He-Man's on TV, got to get some He-Man. But I don't remember getting new He-Man at all. I believe that was all yard selling kind of stuff. It was all wheeling, dealing. So
I think my most common toys were always Batman, and it was Ninja Turtles as well. Just I at one point, I know that this didn't come new to me. I know this came from it. We actually did go to flea markets. I know this came from. I got one of the VW van, the Volkswagen, like the turtle van. I had that, and I think it had. Yeah, you got one down there.
there somewhere.
I thought I saw one time on your stream. I can't remember.
Oh, it's right there.
There,
It's right here.
there it is. I see it. Yeah. I had one of those. Loved it.
There's too much shit. I don't know where it's at.
I think that's part of the challenge, isn't it?
It's the worst Where's Waldo. Because there actually is a Waldo back there.
But you know where Waldo is.
I do, yeah. He's
Yeah.
somewhere over there.
That's so. Oh my god, I love it so much. That's gonna
So
be.
yeah,
That's,
you got the party wagon.
yeah. Oh yeah, I loved it. It was one of my favorites. And then I had my other favorite toy was the Batmobile that opened up in the back.
Oh.
I think it was in the back or was in the front. I can't. No, it was just it's straight up split down the middle. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
Split.
Yes. It was my favorite toy ever, and for years I was like trying to find any way to replace it.
Yeah.
Because I lost it when I was like real little, and like I'll never forget it.
Yep. that was the big full circle for me. The stuff that I did get at those yard sales was eventually sold at a yard sale.
Yeah.
So maybe you lost yours in a yard sale. Maybe it was, lost to the ether, whoever took the left sock out of the dryer,
That
But
might be the case.
I remember I had a bunch of Power Rangers figures. I was kind of, I'll be honest, I was too old for Power Rangers, but I loved it. I loved the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Absolutely.
It was the shit to me, dude. Like, I'm the Red Ranger. No, I'm the Green Ranger. No, I'm the Blue Ranger. No, I'm the Black Ranger. I want to bang the Pink Ranger. Don't clip that. So
I promise you, you made a big mistake. As soon as you say it, my chat they go after it.
So I was totally into it, and of course, that's the things, because they came out 93, I think. That's when that debuted. Was 93. So I'm getting into, the preteens, the teenage years, that kind of thing,
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's all about it, and then that's when you start picking up jobs, like house and paint the fence and whatever the hell, anybody else can do, just so I can get a couple of dollars. And so it was sort of like, you get birthday money. You don't get toys anymore. You get birthday money. Is Aunt Edna going to give me a check this year? Yes. So I got some Power Rangers. I remember getting a couple of the main big Zords of Power Rangers, right?
Oh, really? So wait, was this the individual pieces?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, so I got them, and I got a couple of them back. But my original ones, I don't remember when this was. We'll just call it 97, right? Of course, Grandma's, she's there, and she's like, I'm having a yard sale this weekend. Okay. I don't care. I'm having a yard sale this weekend.
Oh, she's
I
trying
don't
to tell
care.
you.
Dude, probably for a month. She probably told me for a month.
Oh.
I want to say at least a month. And I remember, of course, that was when, it's summertime. And you know what kids do in the summertime? They don't wake up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I have this memory in my head, right? I still remember this. Waking up like, I don't know, 10:30, right? And I'm like, what is that noise? And of course, truckloads of cars in the driveway because there's a yard sale today. Looking out the window, and all I see is this kid carrying my Power Rangers going to the car.
No. Grandma, why?
Those are my Power Rangers. She goes, I told you.
Oh.
I didn't know you had a box.
Oh.
Yeah, I still remember it. I still remember that kid being all happy as hell.
Is that... Wait, I have to ask. That's not the kid whose name you remember, is it?
No. Oh my God, that would be hilarious. No,
I'm coming for you, Billy!
You took my Power Rangers. No, that kid I still remember. He was a straight up bully. Like,
Gotcha.
He was the quintessential bully. He was friends with all the cool kids, you know, because he could run track. Apparently running fast in the 90s is what the thing was.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty. Listen, I'm still on the same level of like telling. I've gotten to the point where I'm telling chat like, listen, I know all of you just pretend to like sports. I know you're all just pretending.
Yeah. The same thing with the wrestling. You know, like I loved professional wrestling, and to a small degree, I still do.
Yeah.
But the only reason that I do the wrestling game is because I can involve the people from the chat.
I think that's terrific.
The only reason they care is because it's them. You know, they're involved because it's them and their friends. If it was like Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker, who are these people?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This isn't my. I want to go watch Ice Ballroom Dancing or something. You know.
That's. I mean, I just got. Wait, I think somebody just followed. I just heard Jeb Bush saying, "Please clap." Sorry, that's my follow notification. It's just. Sorry. Whoever followed, thank you. I appreciate that. I have to. I'll check on that in a minute. Or when we're done here. Sorry. No, if anybody doesn't know, the Nerdy Effect has this awesome show that he takes streamers, creates wrestlers from what's the game called?
It was WWE 2K19, and now it's 2K22.
2K22. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I got so excited. He's made a character for me. Looks amazing. Looks amazing. I love it so much.
Of course, you changed your hair as soon as I got it right.
I'm gonna make it pink again. Okay. It got too long. It started getting in my eyes. But yeah. So and he has matches where the streamers, we just fight each other, and I love it so much. And you guys absolutely need to check that out. But yeah, sorry, in case anybody didn't know what you were talking about, I wanted to explain it.
It's super fun. It came across accidentally. Now I know I didn't know this, but there are people on Twitch who do the same thing that I do.
Oh, really?
I didn't have an original idea.
Well, it's original to you.
It was original to me. So this is how it came about. I was skimming through YouTube, and I saw somebody have, I want to say it was 2K17, right? Mm-hmm. And their match was all these like over the top characters. Like it was like Captain America, Deadpool, Jesus, God, and like all these like
the Jesus one was a little unexpected for me when you said that.
No, God was there too. They had a Royal Rumble, which is where they throw them over the top rope, and if their feet touch the floor, they're eliminated. You know, and it was just like random. You know, like Leatherface was in it, and all these other ones, and I was like, that is an awesome idea. Like, and surprisingly, Jesus won that one. The one that I
was gonna say, I want to see Leatherface fight Jesus.
Right? Exactly. That's the same thing that popped in my head, and I'm like, that's awesome. And then it spun to, I have streamer friends. Hang on, let me brag. That's right.
Yes.
I have friends that stream.
We'll allow a few name drops.
Thank you. Jesus the jobber. So I had streamer friends, and coming up on the Playroom, there was a group of us that stuck together. So we moved from the Playroom, which was Ustream, and we moved to YouTube together. And we sort of just kept each other moving, you know. It'd be like, hey, make sure you go check out this guy, make sure you go check out this girl, they're awesome streamers and whatever. And eventually it evolved into moving to Twitch. This is my third platform streaming on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I streamed on Ustream, YouTube, and now Twitch. So
I was just trying to rack my
journey.
brain to see what I could not remember what the heck Ustream was, but yeah.
You don't need to. You don't need to. It was the Wild West. Like, people were having sex on it. People were smoking like weed outright. I think it's okay on Twitch, but this was like 2015. You know?
Yeah.
There was only, like
Back
one state that was allowed. You know.
Yeah.
You know, they're outright drinking and doing flash shows and stuff. And again, the PlayStation Playroom or Ustream was available for anybody to watch. There was no age restrictions.
Oh no.
Yeah, 0. So, you know, little Billy, who just got himself a PlayStation 4 for Christmas, logs on. I'm going to see what the games are. Oh, here we go. There's some lady dancing on a pole. And sometimes it would be like 45 minutes before they would shut it down. Like, it was a Wild West place.
I mean,
It was wild.
if you're small enough on Twitch, you can get away with some stuff, but
Right.
like, I literally within my first week of streaming, I had a friend over at my house, and I'm just bullshitting, you know, just having friends over. We're having a few drinks on camera. She didn't know what terms of service were. She whips her boobs out. I immediately panic. I'm like, oh no, what do I do? Like, I only had like 3 people, I think, watching.
It only takes one person to ruin the fun, you know?
Yeah, so I immediately, I killed the live and started over again. It just started off with me like, listen, Amanda,
Yeah.
you need to keep your shirt down. She's like, I don't want to. I'm like, please.
That's a good friend.
It's a
I'm
good
just
friend.
saying, I'm just putting that out. That's a great friend. But yeah, it was a wild time. So anyway, us moving up, you know, we're always, you know, helping each other out, saying check this person out and all this stuff or whatever. And it dawned on me, oh, it'd be cool to have the streamer group battle together, you know, and we could tell goofy storylines. And so that's where the baseline of this whole thing was.
It's genius.
Yeah, these are the close people, you know, King NorCal, Freddy's Ready, the list goes on and on, right? But we sort of like kept together. It's like, okay, we're gonna start wrestling, and then, believe it or not, it was Dan Frode or Dan Norway, who's actually in the chat right now.
I see Danny Norway in there.
He's the man who actually spun it to where anybody can be in it. Because Dan Frode is the most loyal viewer I have. Like,
Terrific.
he's always there. And he's damn near always first, and he's almost always last. Like,
I love that.
3 to 4 hours, the dude is #1, and he's in Norway. Okay.
Okay. That's not his
it's
last
like-
name.
I think it's 6 hours difference, something like that.
Yeah, that's impressive. Damn.
Yeah, so it's like midnight there for him now, and he's hanging out with me until it's 10 o'clock my time. You know? Yeah.
that's
Amazing
a good,
dude.
Yeah.
Amazing dude. He is fantastic. So Dan says, am I going to be in this? And I said, Dan, I'm going to make you the referee. Right? It makes sense. He knows
It's terrific.
everybody.
I love it.
Yeah. But you can't make custom referees in that game.
Oh,
Yeah. You can't do it.
well, that's a damn shame. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm like, well, damn, in my head, I'm like, I promised him a character. You know, he's going to be the referee, but we can't do it. We'll just make him a character.
Yeah.
You know? And of course, it was somebody else popping in. Well, Dan got a character. I'm here sometimes. You're damn right you're here sometimes. We'll get you a character. That's fun of what it is, and honestly, it's grown like astronomically to the amount of people that we've had.
Yeah.
So it's wild to see it. It just sucks. It takes so long to create these characters. That's the biggest problem.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah. You were having a heck of a time transferring them all over now, right?
Yeah, because you got to rebuild them. You can't copy and paste. They've got to be remolded, and
Yeah, that's a pain.
and it is. It's such a pain. And we had 100. That's the max. So we had 100 characters, plus all the arenas, the titles, the entrances, tons of stuff because it's been around for 3 years.
Yeah.
So I had 3 years invested. It's all got to come over to this game, and it's just such a struggle to get it going.
And this is the newest version of that game, right?
Yeah,
And you were telling me that it's kind of a pain in the ass.
it's an awful pain in the ass.
Yeah.
The only reason I even have it is to stay relevant as a streamer. Like I don't want the game. I don't like the game. I don't even play the game. I've never played one of those games. Like I don't know what the buttons do.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have a clue. All I do is say go and they go. And I just talk. That's it. So
I love that even more. So like even
Yeah.
if you had to fight any of these characters with the controller, no way.
Right, they would kick my ass. I have no idea how to work it, So it's 100% just let it go, and they wouldn't let me transfer them. So I'm like, crap. Gotta sit down, build them all again, and it's just such a tedious task. But yeah, Dan Frode's the fault.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if it were me in your shoes, it wouldn't have been like, hey, I'm here sometimes. They would say, hey, Meatball's not gonna say no, so just ask him. Like,
I had to put a cap on it, eventually, because people come in. I've never even seen them before. They haven't even followed yet, and they're like, "Can you make me?" No.
who are you?
I just found you. Okay.
Yeah.
How about a follow or a hi?
Yeah.
Like, what is up with that? Like, where did the shift come to where it's just kind of like, I know I'm an old dude. I started this day telling you that I'm an old dude, but where did the shift come to where you could just kind of go, I'm here, do stuff for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Say fucking hi, I don't know. Like, where did that come from,
Listen, I go through some. Well, I mean, you and I both go through costumes. Now, for
Yes.
me, I have the slave lay outfit. I have and that has been that's been one where I will get people randomly coming in, and they will just say they're real trolls, and I'm sure you get them too.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. The way my general rule is, if you can make me laugh, you can get away with some trolling, right? But I'll get people be like, "Hey, rub your nipples." I'm like, "What? Excuse me?"
You've never talked to them before. Like, if Heidi told you to rub your nipples, you'd do it.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Some random dude coming in. I assume it's a dude.
Of course, they always are. Yes.
Most females don't come in and instantly be like, boy, I hope this slave Leia guy in a tub rubs his nipples. Some will, but the majority is a dude trying to get a laugh, So, but yeah, it's you gotta sort of draw a line with stuff like that.
Yeah.
You gotta be like, okay, all right, at least say hi first. Hi, rub your nipples. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is like, oh, and speaking of, literally one of those same people that just showed up in chat. They pop in occasionally. This Brockistan. So he showed up one time. Like, nobody was in chat. Showed up. Started saying some random stuff that like we started talking shit to each other back and forth. It made me laugh. Okay. And so like it's Brockistan and Tears North. They come in together every time. They come in together. Okay. I think they're in love. Either way, they come in, start talking shit randomly, and sometimes new people in chat are like, "Hey, who are these assholes?" Like they're getting me riled up on purpose. It makes me laugh. It's fine. They don't actually believe the stuff they're saying.
Acceptable.
Yeah, exactly. But it's as
There's
long as it makes me laugh, like people get away with the crap. But
and that's perfectly fine. They have crossed the line, not necessarily trolling, but having fun at a higher level.
yeah,
There was two guys. They're in England somewhere, right? I don't remember the exact location. They're in England, and this is years ago. Years ago, these two guys came in. Like, this is 2015. Okay, this is the Wild West days. Again, there was no you couldn't ban people. You couldn't time them out. None of that existed. So when stuff was said, it was said, right?
yeah.
And you just sort of had to get used to the trolling, and
You got to handle that in your own personal way, basically.
yeah, you do. And the Ustream definitely gave you a thick skin quick, because there was nothing you could do inside of turning it off. That's it. You know, when somebody said something, you couldn't do anything. You just had to live with it in your chat until it went away. You know, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, you just sort of like, you let them come in, you let them do their thing, and then sometimes they would settle down, and sometimes they would just, keep it on up, and it's kind of like, all right, man, just got to start ignoring that name, as it goes.
Yeah.
But these two dudes came in, and they came in together, right? And they started with their British slang, right? Now, I have since learned some British slang, some British cuisines, other world cuisines that's not just stuck here in America. And
It's
I'm
just
very
beans
thankful.
on toast.
It's right, beans on toast. What is that? No,
I'm pretty sure that's all they have. I'm kidding.
That's it. It's just beans on toast, and then they have spotted dick. That's it. It's beans on toast, spotted dick for dessert, and Lucozade. That's all they do. That's all they have. That's it. So, see, Lucha Freddy, beans on toast. So these guys come in, and they start with, similar to what a lot of people do, is, hey, do you have this? Hey, do you have that? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, I'm like, yeah, and this is early on, so I didn't have the majority of this collection at that time. It was very small stuff, And so I was like, no, I don't. I like this or whatever. And then they said, and this is them trying to troll their hardest, they said, do you have that 007 ring piece from the 1990s?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. And both of them, bam, right back to forth. They were in the same damn room with each other. They're like, oh, dude, you ain't nobody unless you got the 007 ring piece from the 90s. And I'm like, what is this? You know? And all of a sudden it is just, LOLs, LOLs, LOLs. And I'm like, what? And eventually, again, these guys still come around to this day. And they are awesome people. And what they were trying to do is what they did in other Ustream shows was get people riled up and upset and all that stuff. And of course I didn't, because I was generally curious. I was like, 007 ring piece, and a ring piece is, I believe it's a cock ring.
Is that what that means to them? Okay, all right. I was gonna guess, but
I believe it's slang term for cock ring or penis ring or something around the male member, right?
Yeah.
And so they were, they did that a couple times. They're like, dude, you passed with flying colors, and they just kept coming back. And again, they still come to this day.
Really?
And yeah. They popped in. It was last week. One of them popped in. So that's one of those things. Like, they started with that troll. They started with I don't want to say malice, but they started with that intent because I want to troll this man. But they ended up starting to love it or enjoy it. So I always give the trolls a chance.
I get
Give
that.
them an opportunity, let them feel you out for a minute. The instant ban stuff, again, we didn't have that back in my day. We didn't have the instant ban, so we kind of had to live with it. So I still leave that to this day, in there.
There is almost no occasions where I've been the one to ban somebody. Usually my mods jump on top of that stuff, but
And that's fine. Yeah, I get it.
but most of the time, like when I see, usually I'll get a new troll, and like they'll try to say something to work me up, and I'll throw it right back at them, what are you getting so excited for? I don't know. It depends on what the situation is, but like normally it sometimes, occasionally, it works out to where someone's like, all right, this guy's actually kind of cool. He's just bullshitting right back,
You deal with a lot higher conversations than I do. I don't, even in my real life, I don't talk politics.
Yeah, I get into politics. Yeah, yeah.
So you get a different level of people that could troll quicker. Just because instantly, like, the right or the left or whatever, and whatever you are, I'm the opposite no matter what, just to try to rile you up.
Oh, of course,
so I don't have to deal with that because I don't fucking care.
Well, and that's why one of them did do this in the chat during this, where one of them said, Biden's not my president. I had to type back in the chat, like, you're not American. I know you're making that joke. You're not. Because like it's too that's what's funny to me is like that's but yeah,
I mean, you've got the thick skin anyway, so
yeah
to even talk about any of that on a platform like this, you gotta instantly know what is gonna happen, especially in the climate that we live in today. So but yeah, I don't like talking about it. I'd rather talk about goofy shit.
That's why I asked, like, to begin with. It's like, it's like some people don't like talking about it, which is fine. That's cool. I don't care.
That's another thing, and this is the way that I look at it. Is I try really hard not to alienate anybody, even if their opinion differs from mine. Mm-hmm. Let's just take the political aspect. Let's say that one's
and you've been canceled. His camera froze as soon as he started talking. How does this happen? Are you there? Are you there?
Did I freeze?
Yeah.
Damn it!
Sorry. As soon as you started saying it, your camera froze, and I was like, "And you've been canceled."
Yep, they got me. What I get for bringing it up.
Oh my goodness.
What I get for bringing it up.
Oh, the timing. Anyway. Okay,
sorry,
continue.
The moral of the story is I try to let everybody have their own opinion.
Yeah, I get you.
Because nobody should be alienated from the general conversation because of... Oh, we lost it again.
Your face is... Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. You're back. I mean, I never... Okay, you're moving. I was like, wait, something's not right. Okay, no, I'm even when it comes to politics conversations, they come into my chat. People have, if anyone has a genuine need or feeling like they want to talk about it, I'm never gonna kick somebody out for that. If they come in here and call me like the F slur, then they're like, oh, bye, see ya.
Right. Yeah. That's a different level.
Of course, yeah. But yeah, anybody like, I'm not here to stifle people from. Oh, I'm a globe. Sorry, I had to reach out. I'm a globetard. Yes, I believe the world is a globe.
At least you froze that time.
What'd you say?
I said at least you froze that time.
Oh, I did. Oh, okay. Oh. Let's see. What do we have for? How much longer do you got? To make sure I'm not going to take up your time.
No, you're good. I'm having a lot of fun. So
I'm enjoying this. I love this.
I'm hoping that my computer is going to hold out.
Is your computer or your internet?
It's my computer. It's actually doing a small update.
So. Don't ask. Just do it.
Yeah, that's long story about my whole stream setup, but yeah, it's trying real hard.
Oh, and that's
my computer.
Hey,
My
it's doing
computer's
fine
crying.
right now. Oh man. Well, here I got a good little thing. Let's see. It should be. Wait, what?
Wow.
Please ask your guest why he lives in an old Toys R Us store. Because I didn't want to grow up.
I think you've done a great job. I mean,
I'm a Toys R Us kid.
So outside, like, one of the questions I was gonna ask was where you started with your collection, but you have toys that you grew up with.
Okay, that's actually a decent question, and it's not quite what you think. You know, a lot of people, they'll hang on to one or two items from their childhood. You know, a teddy bear, a blanket, a favorite car, or whatever. That's a normal thing. And as far as like the stuff that I grew up with, there was a very small tote, right, of the toys that lived. But what started all of this, is assuming my internet holds out, is the DVD Daredevil.
The DVD
That's,
Daredevil.
The DVD
so-
of Daredevil with Ben Affleck.
I had that right alongside the DVD of Elektra.
So, this was 2003, 2004, somewhere in there. The DVD for, I got the DVD of Daredevil, right? Walmart bin, dollar bin, or whatever, right?
Okay.
And watched it. Comic book movie, okay, cool, right? Still a really good ending to that movie, by the way. Very painful, but it was the special features on the DVD that got me. And I've always been a fan of cinema and movies and all that jazz, right? The special features had the documentary behind it and actor interviews and whatever. Then they had a comic book archive on the DVD.
Oh,
And you could
I
flip.
remember that.
Yeah, you could flip through the comic book covers of Daredevil and Spider-Man. I think there was another one, right? And I was just flipping, and this is way before Google, you know, so you couldn't really look this stuff up. You know, you had to get, what was it? It was before Yahoo, Netscape? AOL?
Oh yeah. Was it? Oh, sorry. I was thinking of the company Netgear. No, Netscape. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Netscape really tried.
Ask Jeeves. Yeah, so looking up things was very difficult. So I was flipping through it, and I've always been a huge Spider-Man fan. I've always loved Spider-Man.
Okay.
And so I was looking at the Spider-Man comics. You know, I had, back in the day, I had some Spider-Man comics. And I was looking through it, and there was a Spider-Man comic that was jet black. The whole cover was black. And then it had the Amazing Spider-Man in white at the top, and that was it. And it stood out to me. And I was like, what the hell is that? Like, all the other ones had Spider-Man in cool poses, you know, and, you know, villains and stuff. But this one, jet black cover. And I was like, what is that? So I click on it, and it gives a small little description as to what it was. And it's the 9/11 comic of Amazing Spider-Man.
I think I've heard of that. I wasn't a big Spider. I like the cartoons. I never got into the comics.
Well, Spider-Man takes place in New York City.
Yeah.
Like, it's always has.
Yeah.
And 9/11, of course, took place in New York City.
It
And
did?
what the writers at Marvel did is they said, what would our heroes go through during that time? And so it is just, I don't think there's any words in it. I think it's all just illustrations. So it starts with like Spider-Man perched up on a building and he's watching the towers come down. And then it just ensues after that with, you know, like Captain America and Iron Man and Doctor Doom. They're all helping, you know, with alongside the firefighters and the police officers. The whole book is dedicated to this.
Oh, really?
And-
Okay.
Yeah, it blew my mind. I was like, I didn't even know they made something like that. So then I had to find it. I had to find this comic book. So I went to a local comic book store and I found it. They had it. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I bought the issue before it and the issue after it. It was like issue 37, I think. So I bought 36 and 38. Took them, bought them, and then I read them. Because I wanted to see if it was actually a coincide story. And it's not.
Oh, okay.
So issue 36 is the story. Issue 38 is to continue the story. And issue 37 is just that one-off 9/11 story.
Why wouldn't they make that just separate?
It was just, I think it's because it happened and they had to jump on it fast to get the book out rather than try to fold it in.
I think it could have been a standalone easily anyways.
Yeah, it was, but they left it in the order of that issue.
Yeah, I got you.
So my problem ensued is that now I have 2 comic books that I don't know what the beginning of that or the end of that is.
Uh-huh. Yep.
So, of course, the next week I make the trek back. I find a couple more in front, a couple more in back, buy them, and then the comic book collection ensued. And then with comic book comes action figures and video games and deep, deep nostalgia.
Well, because any of those comic book stores, or any good comic book store, is also going to have the collectibles.
Yeah. Yeah, they had, Star Wars figures and, vehicles from things. It was all in there, man. It was packed. They had DVDs and records, CDs, cassette tapes, like all forms of media, comic books, toys. And so I'm sitting around there. I'm like, oh, well, that's a really cool statue, or that's a awesome record. And
amazing. I love that.
Toys R Us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did get into comic books for a short time, and I would have been probably down a very similar hole. I really loved Spawn.
Yep.
That was one that I was really into. And what I found at my local comic book store, I found the first one. It wasn't in great shape, but I found the first one. So I'm like,
Spawn number 1.
Spawn number 1. So, I mean, like I said, it was beat up, but like I found it.
Still.
And I decided, well, I mean, heck, I mean, there's more in here. I mean, then I realized, oh, this guy's got the first 10. And then, like, there was a bunch more within that timeline, missing, like, a few here and there from, like, the first 20. And then I realized, like, I'm going after this. This is I want to do this. And I went for it. I was able to go out and hunt for the ones, and I filled my collection to, like, the first, I think, 40 all together. Yep. And I had other comics here and there. I liked Iron Man. I got some. I basically picked up wherever it was at with Iron Man. I didn't want to go all the way back because that was gonna be too expensive.
It's kind of hard back then.
But what ended up happening was I had a real good collection, and I joined the Marine Corps. And right before I joined the Marine Corps, my dad died, so I inherited a whole bunch of junk. And so I had to just take my junk and his junk and do something with it while I was going to boot camp.
Yeah,
because
what a terrible time.
Oh, it was bad timing. It was literally within 2 months of me leaving. Yeah. So I went and paid for a storage unit, put everything in there, and I realized, like, oh, I can't put everything in here. I can't fit it all. Like, I can't afford a bigger one. And so I asked my family. I said, hey, can you guys take some of this stuff, like, watch this for me? And sure enough, everything after as soon as I got back, I realized, like, oh, some stuff's missing. And I realized I couldn't. I mean, I went through a whole lot emotions before, during, and after. And so, like, my memory wasn't too great. I was like, where did I leave some of this stuff? I would ask people like, hey, did I leave this with you? Nope, not with me. I'm pretty sure what ended up happening was once I did some detective work was my sister ended up selling a whole bunch of my stuff. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt.
Value? Or did she just like need this box out of her way?
She was at the time had an addiction, so she was. She didn't. I'm sure she didn't care. It was just whatever money she could get for it, you know.
Will you give me for this so that I can get whatever? Yeah.
So that was all gone, and since that day, I was like, I can't start over again. I can't bring myself to do it, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
It's hard to do. That's a difficult piece because it's like, man, I already had it.
Yeah.
This was mine. Man.
I didn't mean to make that a bummer, but that was it's just very like applicable to like the comic books. I got very excited, and I probably if that didn't happen, I would probably be very similar with this situation back here.
You know, I don't never consider that a bummer thing at all because you're talking about a part of your life. There are people that I've seen like I don't like Twitter. I don't like Twitter. I don't know if it's because it's a visual thing. Like I don't know. It's just too much words, you know? And is there a such thing as toxic positivity? Is that a thing?
If you think toxic positivity is a thing, there's no way that you've seen it on Twitter. I don't believe it.
Right. Because I
don't believe it.
I feel that toxic positivity is a thing that I see on Twitter.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. Like there's a lot of people that do that clapping thing, you know, between each word. They have a set of hands. Have you not seen that?
I've seen that. Yes.
Yeah, that's them clapping.
Okay.
And
yeah.
I've seen a couple of tweets, and I don't remember who it is, but there are people that they say that keep the drama out of the stream, you know? And when they're referring to the specific type of drama, it's, what do they call it? It's like personal information dump, right? It's like, let's say that you're streaming, right? Mm-hmm. You're doing your thing, whatever. And I come in and be like, oh man, Meatball, I had a rough day today. I cannot believe the bad day that I had. And then I tell you about my bad day, right? Mm-hmm. And what they were saying in a lot of these were, don't do that in my show. Don't do that in my stream. Like, we're here for fun, you know? And I've never, again, if that's your stream, that's fine. But I've never saw it that way. I've always seen it like, man, this person wants to share their bad day with me. And my job as a streamer is to make their day that much better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And if them info dumping or unloading their bad day on me makes them feel a little better, then I'll take it, you know? So, I mean, if you want to tell me the story, you know, that brings up some rough memories, you know, some hard stuff to get over, there's nothing wrong with that. You're not bringing it down. You know, you're letting other people know that this is the situation that I went through, and I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised to hear that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've seen plenty of streamers that are nothing but hype. They're hype and high energy, positivity, stuff like that. I can totally understand. For me, nothing against those streamers. For me, it's not based enough in reality for me. I like to talk to watch a real person. Yeah. And for me, like, my chat will come at me with some crazy stuff. We've talked about some stuff that, well, just real big events in life that are certainly can be considered dark, and we talk through it, you know.
Well, that's life.
That's life.
Like,
exactly.
Life is very dark. There are flickers of light in the long stretch of life, you know, and you got to hold on to that stuff, you know. Yeah. And if talking about the dark brings on the flickers of light, then it's worth it.
I agree.
Sometimes
I think
people just need somebody to talk to, you know?
Yeah.
Like, damn, absolutely. I had a bad day. I had a really bad day. Is anybody going to listen to me? Uncle Meatball listened to me, you know?
Well, and that's another thing is I do tell chat this too is, hey, if any of y'all in chat right now, feel free to join the Discord. But if what I do is if I know there are isolated people on the internet, there are people that don't have a community to go to when they have hard times. And
Right.
granted, I don't have the time to listen to every single person's life story, but for those who don't have any support system, I would much rather you contact me than suffer in silence.
Yeah, try it. Just reach out. Say, hey,
Yeah,
I'm just not feeling good today. All right, cool. What you got going on?
exactly. Yeah. But I
Yeah.
appreciate you saying that. I respect the hell out of that because I mean, like I said, I've seen those streamers and they do get very popular with their constant hype. Sure. I think I'd rather be myself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the hype streamers. The ones that I've referenced, they're just people that show up in my feed because I follow Twitch and like people of Twitch,
Yeah, okay.
So that it pops up, and I'm just kind of like, well, I mean, maybe that person, sees you as a friend,
Yeah.
and they needed a friend at that point.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of how I feel about it.
Oh,
like
I
they have-
absolutely agree. I
I
love
can't
that.
remember the term. It's not info dump, but it's something like that.
Trauma dump?
It's trauma dump. I think
Yeah.
that might be it. Trauma dump.
I,
Yeah.
I've
it's like-
inadvertently done something like that, but
Well, I mean, but was it cathartic? Did you?
well, what I did was so there's different types. Like some people will call something just like, hey, talking about a bad day, a dark day as trauma dumping, and I wouldn't qualify that. I think that's just talking about like something that isn't necessarily as positive as you'd like it to be. Sure, a real trauma dump is be like, somebody's like, they're playing a song in their stream, and I'd be like, oh, this is a song I listened to the day that my dad killed himself. I'm like, oh, that's a big thing. That's out of nowhere,
That is a big thing,
Yeah.
And then that's when you sort of turn on your therapist and be like, well, how does that make you feel?
Yeah.
It could have been a good thing, it could have been a bad thing. You gotta ask. Like, you're gonna bring it up. Well,
Yeah.
well,
Okay.
let's talk about it.
All right, we're getting into it.
I have an archive. I have a show. Everything I've ever done is archived on my YouTube. So
Oh, do you post full?
yes,
Um.
I have everything archived.
Really? Okay.
I actually have everything double archived because I'm a narcissist. But there's a show I did 2015,
Uh-huh.
and I did it the day that my aunt died, and I was still wearing the shirt that I wore to her funeral, right?
Yeah.
And I had a schedule back then. Like, I had a strict stream schedule back then.
Mhm.
I would be on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's when I was to be on, right?
Mhm.
And her funeral was on a Friday. And I said, I'm going to go to the funeral, and then I'm going to do the show, because she wouldn't want me to not do the show,
I get that. Yeah.
and
For
that
sure.
that was my last living aunt, right? Fantastic person, one of the sweetest people on the planet, and she would be one of those people like, why did you inconvenience yourself? Don't be coming to my funeral. Go do your show, So
That's
I
sweet.
I felt necessary to do that on that day. And yeah, that's a traumatic experience, or that's one of those things that, will always be there, but I felt it necessary, That's a dark time. That's a rough time,
Mhm.
but I needed to be there. Like, I had to do that, And so people coming in and be like, oh man, my great uncle passed away. Well, tell me about him a little bit, Let's talk about this. You want to bring it up?
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation, Like, I'm not going to outright ask, I'll say, how's your weekend? If you say I went to 4 weddings and a funeral, okay, well, let's talk,
Yeah.
But if you say
It would be
do anything,
it's a story for sure.
that's okay, But, so I always like lead by that way. You know, it's like if you want to talk about it, I'll talk about it. You know, I'll talk about how I'm feeling because, like, 2020, 2021, man, that's depressing couple of years. You know,
Yeah.
2022 ain't that great either. Let's be honest. But but those two were some rough ass years, and you know, I took a hard mental hit with them. Like, trying to be positive in that time was so taxing on me.
Mhm.
You know, to fire up the show and try to be constantly entertaining and just to try to distract people from the horrors that are going on outside, even to this day. But still, like, it just seems like 2019 was like running through a field of flowers, and then like we all fell off the cliff at the same time and are just plunging into like asteroid debris, you know?
Yeah.
And,
And you got
you
a
know,
family too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So, and you know, and I was one of the lucky ones, if you can say this, that didn't get laid off. So I was working every day.
Yeah.
You know, I was out there every single day going to multiple different places, you know, so it's always in the top of your mind. And then when you get home, you got to turn on that it's time to have fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I try to always talk about that as much as possible because, like, I think we're starting to get into mental health. You know, the world is starting to shift into mental health. Like, when I was growing up, it was rub dirt in it if you're feeling bad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. I get that.
You fall, scrape your knee, put some dirt in it, and get back up and do it again. You know, like you don't got time to cry. You know, that's the mentality that, you know, the 80s and 90s was brought up into. You know, it was just like, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
Yep. I was raised in the same thing.
Yeah, you know, we're finally starting to shift into mental health. So I like to talk about it at least as much as possible. Like, hey, I'm just not having a good mental day. You know, I can't turn the stream on and be a happy person right now because I'm not. You know, and I've done it before in the past. I've sort of, like, you know, drug through it, and it was just rough. Like, it wasn't fun. Like, you know, like I took things personal that wasn't personal. Like, it just,
Yeah.
it's not fun. You know,
It's a rough
So
way to be.
Yeah, you gotta be clear to be able to put something positive out there. So I just, like, you know, I took a couple months off last year. I just turned it down. I said, that's it. I'm stepping away for a while. I'll see y'all later. And I'm glad I stepped away from it because I needed that separation where I could just come home and breathe. And
Well, that's
I do that now.
Yeah, and I promote in my stream as much as I can. Like, hey, I will talk up therapy as much as I possibly can. Like, my therapist, amazing person, helped me through hell. And one of the catchphrases I have at the end of stream is always telling people, like, hey, your mental health is not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Is like try taking care of yourself.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel free to take it. I took it from somebody else. I took it from a podcast. So yeah, it's I love telling it to people because when I first heard it, I was like, oh shit. Like,
that's actually a very, like, eye-opening piece. You know.
Yeah.
It's not your fault, but keep that shit under control. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's what I try to do. I try really hard to put my positivity out there because, dude, if I can make one person smile for my goofy ass antics, then I've won. You know, the day is saved.
Yeah.
You know, if I eat something terrible over here and somebody's like, dude, why'd you put that in your mouth? To make you smile? You did a good job. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm going to be shitting deodorant pretty soon, but that's fine. Don't eat deodorant, kids. Clip that.
This is actually perfect timing because there was I thought I put it in my desk. I had a thing. It should be on my dining room table. I'm going to be right back. I have to grab it. But
I'm gonna control the chat. Okay.
yes.
We're all gonna fondle Lithodora's kneecaps. All right, Lithadora, I'm gonna need you to sit back. I'm gonna need you to pull your robe up, and I'm going to massage your kneecaps.
Well, he definitely needs it. The guy just got out of the hospital.
Oh.
So, okay.
All right, what you got?
Chad, if you don't know, Nerdy likes to eat random stuff. Like we've
I
seen.
don't like to.
He loves it. No, we've seen clips, more than one clip of him eating Vegemite. What was that? There was another one. You were here when we saw it. It was I don't even remember, something else that was kind of like that. No idea. So I did come across something that I realized this is a perfect opportunity for me to try it, because I was never going to outside of this. I'm not going to do this on my stream. This isn't going to be my thing, too. I'm not going to start eating weird stuff. But somebody did bring me wasabi Kit Kat. Now, I don't want to eat this, but I'm going to eat it because you're here.
Like 2 months ago, I bought, shoot, I can see them. They're right there. They are sake Kit Kats.
Yeah, isn't sake a liquor?
Yes.
How does that work?
It's awful.
Trans in chat going, Nerdy the enabler. So,
But I've had the sake.
Whoever followed, thank you for the follow. There's an extra layer of plastic in here.
Yeah, it wants to keep that freshness locked in. Oh, yeah, just don't snort it.
It is. Hold on. It smells like chocolate. It smells like chocolate. It smells fine. Okay, all right. Here we go.
You gotta eat that whole thing too. No, don't just bite it.
Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate it. Ugh. Oh my god.
Describe the flavor.
Oh, it's like, oh, it's got to be like, it's almost all like white chocolate.
Uh-huh.
But you get, I don't know how to tell somebody what wasabi tastes like without you eating. Oh, the aftertaste.
Don't burp.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Hey Electra, sorry, we're doing a fun interview with the Nerdy Effect here. Oh.
It does seem like you love that.
I need you. I can't remember. You don't eat the whole thing, do you?
It depends.
I don't want to. I can't.
You don't have to.
I can't. I don't want to. It's so gross. Wasabi Kit Kat.
Do you want to know the secret?
I need to know the secret. I need to.
Here's the secret, right? Let's say you got a full Kit Kat. Okay. Take that bite. You got the half a Kit Kat right here. Oh, it's awful. Oh, no, right? Then you continue the stream, right? Do your stream. Then right before you're about to leave, you bring up that last piece of Kit Kat, and then you eat the Kit Kat right at the end of the stream. You're like, it's still awful, and then you raid out.
Oh, that's a good
Double your pain.
Piece of information. I appreciate that. Okay, Cal, I see you. I appreciate it. Oh my goodness.
Sounds awful.
I almost wish it were actually spicy. Instead, it just tastes like wasabi. It's not
even hot. It's
not spicy. It's just the taste.
Like Jelly Belly. They made it flavorful, but not with the heat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, it's so bad.
Believe me, the sake ones were awful too. Okay, they were horrible. It tasted sour. It was like sour white chocolate is what it tastes like.
Oh.
Yeah, it was still white chocolate though, surprisingly. No, I've
okay.
eaten some horrible stuff. So
What do you
and
think
then
is the worst thing that you've had?
I can tell you, like I eat deodorant, right? And I've eaten like inedible stuff, hand sanitizer. There was this toy from 1996 that had some fizzy chemical. I ate that. Don't do that. Doesn't come close to Finland's black licorice.
Oh,
It's the
and
only
that's
time I
food.
almost threw up on stream. And I have been almost blackout drunk on stream before, but never throwing up. But when I ate that, oh, it was the strongest black licorice in the world. They invented it. Finland invented it, and then they perfected it, and it is horrific.
Oh,
I'm not even joking. It is awful. It is the
is it?
end of awful.
Do they eat it like a meme? Is it is it a
No,
prank?
no, no. They eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner because they're Finnish. You can say that because nobody from Finland watches Twitch. So, like, say whatever you want. But it
Oh,
was
I've
it was awful.
oh I've had Play-Doh before as a kid. I thought it was fine. I had it more than
Play-Doh
once.
smells good, but it's really salty.
Oh, it's very salty. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's super salty. But no, that black licorice is the worst. It truly is.
I can't believe that's the worst thing. And then other things that you ate weren't actually food.
Yeah. Oh, one of the most recent clips I pulled from 2017 was this bologna, onion, and hang on. It was bologna, onion, mustard, and grape jelly sandwich. And it was delicious.
I'm upset with you.
It was delicious.
Were these raw onions?
Yes, I cut it live.
Ah.
The Delve sandwich, yes.
Oh no.
It was
What does
beyond
Delve have to do with it?
She made it.
Sheep. Maniac. I'm surprised she's not here right now.
Me too. Just because, but I pulled that clip recently. I was surprised it was good. But I've eaten all kinds of crazy stuff, like the sour pickle balls. Like those were terrible. There's tons of crap, right? But that black licorice was number one on my list, just because I almost threw up on stream. It was so like it's not like Red Vine's black licorice. It's not like that. I don't know what the deep ingredient of black licorice is, but it is like the core concentrate of that. It was bad. It was so bad. But we have in the shot right here, this is actually a bottle of alien vodka. And I've had that bottle for a very long time.
Is
And
that
I
is that
cannot
connected
get-
to the Alien films or just like Alien?
No,
just,
no. It's
Oh,
just an
okay.
alien head that somebody put rubbing alcohol in and made me buy it because it's a cool bottle. But it's awful. It's terrible. It tastes just like rubbing alcohol. Like, straight up, out the medicine cabinet, rubbing alcohol. And every once in a while, chat will talk me into taking a shot. And one time, they talked to one of my friends who was on the show live to do it. And he threw up through his fingers.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sorry.
he forgot to close his fingers when he was going to vomit. And he goes,
why do people do that? You're better off just open air projectile.
it at least had a cool, hose
You
spout.
won't shotgun through that. It
Yeah.
just
No, it like ricocheted off of his phalanges and just went everywhere. It's like, but yeah, that stuff is awful, and it comes nowhere close to that black licorice. Just, absolutely the top worst.
See-
Again, deodorant. The worst part about deodorant, that way you don't have to try it,
I won't.
is it took all the moisture out of my mouth. All of it. Like the roof of your mouth, underneath your tongue, your cheeks, there was no moisture in my mouth. It sucked it all up. Just right up.
Did you bite? It was a stick, right?
It was a speed stick. So it's a big white speed stick, and I took a big,
Just bite out of it.
oh, huge bite, way bigger than I was anticipating. So I bit it. I started chewing, and it literally, as I was chewing, all the moisture was going towards the chunks in the middle of my mouth, and I could not like get the moisture back. It was.
And I'm sure, and Google isn't gonna like have solutions like, hey, how do you rehydrate after eating deodorant?
I'll tell you the secret. Keep streaming. Get in the middle of the show.
No. Oh my goodness.
It was all up in my gums, so you had to
Oh, it expanded everywhere. Oh yeah, because it's all chalk. Yeah.
It was chalk. Yeah, it was super chalky. So it was the worst.
Oh, buddy.
But it didn't make me want to vomit. It was weird.
Yeah, yeah.
It was odd. It was very odd.
I mean, I was dry heaving like a maniac the other day, but it was because I'm in the slave lay outfit. You wear the rubber choker here. This thing, having this on for hours. First of all, the first
you're slowly being strangled.
Well, the first 2 hours, it's rubber and it's just making your neck sweat like crazy.
It's not real rubber. It's got it like holds the smell.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't expect I didn't know that before you said that, but yeah.
Ugh.
Woo! Yeah, that was bad. Yeah.
You can't wash it.
Oh yeah, I can't wash that. No.
No. No, not at all.
And I've made this mistake more than once. I wore the slave lay outfit twice on stream. Both times at the beginning, I'm like, hey, this has got to be good for me losing neck fat. Both times I've said this.
It's sweating you out.
And then realize like, oh my gosh, I felt the nausea as I'm starting to really think about how long I had that on. Oh man, I have to do something else with that. It's part of the costume, though. Is it a
claustrophobia thing? Is it like...
I don't know. All I know is like I need
fight or flighty?
All I know is I called my ex and I said I don't understand why the thing with choking, because I can't. I can't. Oh, no way.
Well, there's an art form to it, You got to have equal pressure. No. We'll talk about that on the after hours show.
He knows. I'm pointing in the wrong direction. He knows, Chad. He knows.
Yeah, I'm over here. No, this way. I'm over here.
Yeah. Oh, I hate doing it with the camera. Did you have the same issue, right? Yeah, left, right, nose.
Like I point this way to chat. Surprisingly, I don't know if it's chat or not, but this is the way I'm pointing.
So this is more than one occasion. I think people are calling you Jizzy. I've never seen this. I've never seen that in your chat.
Okay, so here's the interesting point. So just this year, I'm trying to brand away from Jizzy to just Nerdy.
So this is the OG is just
all right.
I'm so happy we did this interview.
So my gamer tag for a long time was Jizzy. Anytime you had to log into some game, and this is pre-internet, you had to put in a screen name for your save on your memory card. Okay, so on your memory card, you had to.
Oh, that's a real PlayStation memory card. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's the PlayStation 2.
That looks like for 2. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Here's one for PlayStation 1 for you.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Okay, so you had to put in a name, right? That's your save file, and my gamer tag before gamer tags were a thing was Jizzy, Jizzy, right? And it has been since 2002. So when we transitioned over to making, Xbox names and PlayStation names, it became Jizzy Effect or Supreme Dialect Jizz, whatever. But those that have simply been banned by them because it's vulgar, and I'm like, but it's my name, it's me. Like, you wouldn't ban a guy named Joe, but you're gonna ban a guy named Jizzy? It's only sexual if you make it sexual.
You're the one being gross.
Yeah, you are. So when I started streaming, I didn't initially start as the Nerdy Effect. It was a different name, right? So people's like, hey, what do we call you? And I was like, well, you call me Jizzy. Jizzy. And it's not, again, it's not sexual unless you make it that way, right? So people would always call me, hey, Jizzy. And they'd be like, hey, what do I call you? You can call me Nerdy. You can call me Jizzy, whatever. And people just call me Jizzy. And this is a real thing. This is actually folded into real life. There are kids who call me Uncle Jizzy. That's what it is, because there are people that I've met in real life, and that's what they call me in real life, because it's a name. Okay, it's like Joe or Phil or Bob or Trance, So, yes, it is. So they'll be like, Uncle Jizzy's coming over. Yay! So this year, I decided to branch away and just be nerdy, So the OGs, they say Jizzy, and we all know what we're talking about. And all the newbies say nerdy, and we all know what we're talking about. But to double down on the realism, I actually have it tattooed on me.
Stop! Continue.
It's a name.
I'm so, yeah. Oh God. Oh, you got me crying. I'm so happy I asked. You've made me so incredibly happy. Oh man. Holy crap. It's a real name. Yeah, it's Uncle Cummy.
Oh no, Jizzy.
Oh yeah.
No, not Uncle Cummy.
That brought me so much joy. Oh,
Or Uncle Money Shot.
Money Shot. Oh.
No, it's not. It's Jizzy. So, the origin story is absolutely, you got to know the origin story to know the final act, okay? So, me and a friend, we were playing Monopoly, which is how all origin stories start. Oh yes, me and Bill Gates were playing Monopoly, and then we invented Apple.
True.
So we were playing Monopoly for the PlayStation 2, which is an old sentence. And
I've done it.
So, yeah, right. And so I go to type the name in, and I go J-I, and my friend instantly jumps up and he goes, what were you going to do? Type in Jizzman? And I said, yes, I'm going to type in Jizzman. So I type in Jizzman, and it pops up, that name is vulgar. You cannot have that. And I'm like, this is Monopoly. Not on the internet. Who cares what my name is? So
also, already teaching kids to be very immoral with money.
Yeah, with the Monopoly guy and, capitalism. So we messed around until we found it would accept Jizzy. It would finally take it. And from then on, it became my screen name or my gamer tag. And then I believe I think it was Grand Theft Auto 3. No. San Andreas. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Yeah.
There was a character in there, and his name was Jizzy. There's a character. Yeah, you pull up.
I don't remember
outside,
that one.
Yeah, it's early in the game. It's early on. It's in like the first 15 people you meet. And you walk in, and there's a guy. His name is Jizzy, and I think he's a pimp or something. It's been a while since I played it. And I'm like, he's called my name! You know? So we had this huge uproar, and then it's like, okay, now I've got to brand it. You know, now I've got to become this. And so it was always Jizzy after that.
You had to double down at that point.
I had to double down. This dude tried to steal it, you know. So it's, again, small beginnings of, you know, two doofy dudes just playing Monopoly, and now it's tattooed on me.
Oh my god. I did love San Andreas, but yeah.
Yeah.
Jizz the Pimp. Is that the character's name? Jizz the Pimp?
It may be. I don't remember.
That's what Trance is saying.
It may be, you know. But yeah, that's the origin behind it.
So where's the tattoo?
It's down here.
Okay, gotcha.
It's on my side.
I mean, the only thing I can compare that. I mean, I had a short period of time where I never had anything dedicated like that. I always just I wasn't creative enough. I just made my name. The only thing I started to get creative when I finally got an Instagram, and I decided to just be like to have fun with it. And my name is Drew, and I decided to just call it Steaming Pile of Drew. And everybody absolutely loved it. And it worked great until my girlfriend at the time's mom followed me on Instagram. And I didn't think about it. And she asked me, she's like, I saw her one day, she's like, Steaming Pile of Drew, huh? I'm like, and I was like, I was spaced out of that. I was like,
you got called out.
What? What are you talking about? She's like, your Instagram. I was like, oh, God. So got rid of that one real fast.
The internet.
Yeah. I got rid of that too quickly. Yeah. That one was, I was proud of that one. It seemed kind of fun, but yeah. Got rid of that too quickly.
You could be Uncle Steaming Pile of Drew.
Yeah, well, I'm happy with Meatball now. I'm happy with Uncle Meatball. It makes me very happy. My goddaughters, they're 4 and 6, and they randomly started calling me Uncle Meatball one day, and they were laughing at me. They were laughing at me, like picking at me, and they were like, "Ha, Uncle Meatball," and like being teasing. And I'm like, girls, you don't understand. I love this. Like, this is amazing. Like,
it sounds like a Saturday morning cartoon character.
Yeah.
It sounds like somebody like, I can't get up to wait. We'll go watch Uncle Meatball.
Yeah.
He's going to be on today, you know, right after Mr. Rogers or something. Captain Kangaroo, Uncle Meatball.
Yeah,
It sounds like a lovable character.
Yeah.
So, it's like, I got to go watch the Uncle Meatball show. It fits.
Oh, and I definitely needed that because before my my name on Twitch was Proletariat Pumpkin.
I can't even spell that.
Yeah, nobody knows how to spell proletariat. Hey, Shay, what's happening?
Means.
Welcome.
What does proletarian mean?
It just means it's the working class people are the proletariat.
Oh.
Yeah, that's all it means. It's Marxist bullshit.
Yeah, you were wearing a suit and tie to the main creative day.
Yeah, it's it's nonsense. There's no reason for me to keep it, and I'm glad I got rid of it because no one would have known what it was. It literally would have been my downfall. The name would have been my downfall.
I mean, you know, I always thought that the name was synonymous, but you know, you start looking around Twitch, it's like, what is that name? Somebody pops in your show and be like, hey, and you look at the name like, I don't know how to say that. Like your brain instantly starts, the gears turning. Like, okay, how do you pronounce this? How do you pronounce what is that letter?
Yeah.
Is that a Russian letter? What is that letter? Like you don't even know what it is, and it's like, oh yeah, I've got 37,000 followers. How do you say your name, bro?
Yeah.
You know, like,
I'm already bad at reading. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I had to cheat off the guy next to me to figure out how to pass, English. So I don't need this in my life. Okay, I need to go put on a damn outfit and dance like a pickle. Okay, I ain't got time, for English 9.
Yeah.
So I feel you.
It gets,
Sometimes the names work.
sometimes
They do.
it-
You could have been
good-
you could have been prophylactic or whatever the name is you said. It would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Prophylactic? What was the word?
Proletariat.
Planetarian? Pentecostal? What?
Captain Planet.
Captain
Anyways.
Planet.
Wait, do you have a
He's
Captain
a
Planet?
hero. Wait, what?
Do you have a Captain Planet?
I do. They're you can't see them, but they're down here next to the Scooby-Doo van.
I do see them. Them.
I have 3 of the Planeteers.
Only. Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2 of them are stupid expensive.
Oh, really?
Oh, stupid expensive. Stupid expensive. And rare. And it's the female ones. Don't ask me. I don't know why.
Fascinating.
I would say that Captain Planet was a universal cartoon for all genders. Because
Yeah.
it wasn't like Turtles was male driven. It was, fighting and ooze and monsters. Like, I get it, everybody can love it, but it was driven towards that. Whereas, like Hello Kitty is driven towards the other side. But Captain Planet was universal. Like, I at least felt.
I agree.
But it could have been the fact of the toys may have not been gender driven, So
Yeah.
the boys growing up with it, well, I don't want to play with the girl figures, so the girl figures didn't sell, is my hypotenuse on it.
They probably
Hypotenuse. I know it's not, but that's the word I like to use.
I feel like I feel like you were trying to get to me there. Like, well, they probably wouldn't have chosen to manufacture that many to begin with, anticipating that.
Yeah, they didn't. There's not that many. So you can get the dude in the leather jacket that did fire all damn day. You can get fire in Captain Planet all day. The other ones, a little scarce, sadly. Pumpkin spice prophylactic.
I don't want to talk about the Spice Girls. Listen, I watched the movie Spice World way too many times at a specific age in my life. So,
Hey, listen. I was a Spice Girls fan. Okay. Still am. And I have the Ginger issue of Playboy that she appeared in.
I gotta go look for something. We gotta end stream. I'm kidding.
It's in my attic.
You still have it?
Dude, I don't get rid of anything.
Yeah. Oh, true.
No. He who dies with the most stuff wins.
Oh, did you have that tattooed on you as well?
I need to. That
You
that needs to go like right across my neck or something. Like that would be cool. Like drop this down, he who dies with the most stuff wins.
Perfect. Amazing. I love it.
Then like a championship belt right below it.
Oh,
Something like that.
I love that even more. Holy crap. Yeah, Trance, you do need to go out and watch Spice World now.
Yeah, we watched it last year, I think. I hadn't seen it in a while. Like I said, we own it on DVD. You know, I can go get the DVD. And I was like, I haven't seen it, so I was like, I gotta go check it out. Horrible movie, but for
It's so bad.
it's terrible. But for the '90s style, for for when it was made and for why it was made, it's ridiculously fun, you know. But it's a horrible piece of crap.
I think that's probably what I'm gonna do in the future. I've told chat before, like we'll have movie nights in the Discord. One thing we're gonna first watch is Little Nicky. We're gonna watch that soon.
Popeye's chicken is fucking awesome.
Get in the flask.
It's a great movie.
It's
Great movie.
I don't even know how it came about. It came about in stream at one point, I think a few days ago. Like, we're going to watch that. We'll do a watch party on the Discord. So we're going to have to do Spice World as well.
if you run out of ideas, let me know. Because I did movie reviews for 2019, 2020, and 2021. So I have a list of movies, and I tried real hard not to watch mainstream blockbuster movies. I watched decent movies you never heard of, horrible pieces of crap, stuff that shouldn't even exist as movies, and I've got a wide range of things that'll trigger your cerebellums.
I love comedies that are just things that nobody knows. The movie you must know this movie, Cabin Boy.
Oh yeah,
amazing.
Oh yeah.
Nobody's seen it. Nobody's seen it.
Really?
It's just I really don't think anybody in chat seen the movie Cabin Boy?
It's been a long time.
Pub Pub says he loves Cabin Boy.
Yeah.
I have it on DVD.
Damn, what was that guy's name? The strong hand guy.
Oh, I can't remember his name at all. Chris Elliott.
Thank you. Yeah, he's the take my strong hand.
Yeah.
From Scary Movie. But yeah, I haven't seen it in a while. But that's like one of those old comedies. That was what, 92, 93, somewhere in there. I think maybe late night. I would guess late 90s. I don't know. Somebody in chat's gonna look it up. I believe it. They're good at that. Like I said, there's a couple of movies that are like messed up acid trippy movies that I've seen, and like I said, I don't know where your cinematic favoritism lies, but if you want to push the boundaries of what should have been on film, I've got some suggestions.
Okay.
There's a couple of them you'll be like, what? What? And there's a couple like, wow, this was actually a pretty damn good movie, just out of freaking nowhere.
Well, that's something I don't know what I would do with. It depends. But on 420 we on stream we reviewed the movie Reefer Madness.
I thought you were gonna say Evil Bong. Oh,
Evil Bong. I gotta look that up then. Apparently.
Oh, I think there's 6 of them. Oh. It's one of those stoner horror comedies.
Yeah.
I think it's called Evil Bomb. But yeah, Reefer Madness. Okay. Yeah. Legit.
Oh, Pub just came back with Cabin Boy 94. Was 94. Yep.
That was close.
Good work, Pub. I appreciate it.
That was close. Because that was around, like, there was a lot of, like, nautical shit in the early 90s. You know, things with boats. What About Bob? Waterworld.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Yeah.
Captain Ron. Like there was just so much watery things. Had to pull it up to cue it up.
Nice.
Yeah, there was so much water stuff in the 90s. It was just so.
Now that I'm thinking back to, I mean, I was a child, but I mean, like, now remembering, yeah. I loved, I loved Waterworld.
I watched it maybe about 15 years ago, and I don't understand the hate behind it. Like,
is there hate behind the movie?
I think the biggest hate was the fact that it cost so much. It was like the most expensive movie made at that time ever. Like when it was made, it was the highest. Like it took so much money to make that film, and I think a lot of it was Kevin Costner. I think because he was so massive at the time, you know. So
Kevin Costner was yeah.
And then when people watched it, I guess they didn't get that super like big hero ending like they should have. I don't know. I don't know, but there's a lot of hate. It doesn't have a great score.
From what I remember, it felt like a regular '90s action movie ending. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I think it looks great. You know, and you got some great cast in it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I actually, now that we're talking about it, I'm probably going to be watching it again by myself. Maybe we'll do that too on Discord. But
I wanted to watch movies that got hate, and Battlefield Earth was one of those. And
yeah,
watch that movie, and I understand that. I understand the hate behind that one. That was not a good movie.
You know what I don't understand about myself is I understand the hate behind that movie, and yet not too long ago I was like, kind of want to watch it again.
Yeah, you know, there's good aspects to it.
Tommy straight up says, I really enjoyed Battlefield Earth for some reason.
Well, Tom also eats pretzels without any water. So, like...
Psychopath!
He just eats pretzels and then goes to sleep and doesn't take any drinks of clean liquid. You're going to trust Battlefield Earth with that guy?
He just eats pretzels and goes to sleep. I love the way you put that.
Try it. Go ahead. Stop drinking liquid. Go eat a bunch of pretzels and try to go to sleep. And he just, goes right to sleep. No problem. Just, doesn't have a problem.
Oh my God. Oh, I love that. Oh, so Battlefield Earth was definitely one of them. What was there was another one I had in my head too that I was thinking of that got so much hatred.
Please clap.
Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that.
There's a couple. There's a couple that definitely get hate, and either it truly deserves it or it doesn't deserve it at all.
What? Battleship.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
No, I didn't watch it because I was like, well, that sounds like a dumbass idea.
Yeah.
But I did watch to counteract. I did watch Bermuda Tentacles.
What is that?
It's worse.
Oh my God! Like, it's incredible. What is it? Also, I've never watched the Sharknado films. What is that phenomenon that everyone? Do people ironically love it?
Yeah, it's one of those things because they were doing all those, like Megalodon versus Bigfoot and all that. And when it came out, like these actors that you remember in the 90s didn't have anything to do. So they went to sci-fi and they got put in this Sharknado movie. And it was just ridiculous enough. I've seen all 6 of them. It was just ridiculous enough, right? And I remember watching it and I was like, huh. And then, of course, by the time I watched it, all 6 had already existed. So it's like, okay, I'll watch number 2. And number 2 just went over the freaking moon. Like spoiler alert, okay?
Go for it.
Again, you can't spoil these movies. Like, you're getting into it. I believe it's the second one. They are in a tornado, okay? And Iron Zing, whatever the hell his name is, guy from 90210, he's the main guy. He is riding a shark in the tornado, and another shark eats Tara Reid, and he gets mad, and then the tornado dies down, and he gets this long-ass chainsaw, huge chainsaw, and he's standing on top of a truck, and this shark comes right at him, and he shuts the chainsaw straight up, and the shark goes, gets cut in half, and Tara Reid survives.
Just like in real life.
And then they kiss inside of shark guts.
That's hot.
It's ridiculous.
That's hot.
But it's on purpose, and they know it.
That's actually how I had my first kiss.
Oh, yeah, you saved him from a shark attack inside of a tornado?
Hmm? Yeah.
That's hot.
That's totally realistic.
It's just ridiculous enough to where you're like, yeah, I'm not going to believe this. Now, it's not like Velocipaster. Okay. It's not. We can talk about this, the crap that I've watched all week. I'm telling you.
I need to watch Velocipaster too. That's funny, right? It's supposed to be funny.
No, it's worse. Okay, so Sharknado has a budget. Velocipaster has a goodwill. I don't know. I don't know. It's not funny. It's not good. It's not ironically funny. It's a horrible ass movie with a horrible ass idea and a decent lead.
Do you think they tried to copy the model of Sharknado then with the ridiculousness, or?
I would like to say that they did, but I really don't think so. I think that these people got high on methamphetamines, and then they started like freebasing whatever's underneath the sink, and then they just typed, and then they said, let's go make this. And before they came down off the high, they had already filmed, and then they put it out. It's, like I said, there's stuff where you go, huh, like, whatever. Then it just gets ridiculous. You can't follow any. It's a horrible movie, but you got to watch it.
I'm gonna have to. I'm coming to you for suggestions from here on out, because
like I said, I have reviews of probably about 400 movies. Now, granted, that's my opinions on things, but I try to base my stuff in reality, like, were the special effects good? Did I believe it? Was I immersed in the story? Were the actors good? Like, I don't base it off of cinematography and writing and how the grip boy did his job, because there are some people who do that. They're like, oh yes, the best boy did not hold the microphone perfectly steady. So I don't do that.
The best boy. Sorry, I forgot that was a position.
Oh, key grip. That's another one.
Oh my god. I think the issue is that Hollywood doesn't understand irony, maybe?
Yeah. No, this was not Hollywood. This was like Ohio. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't say Hollywood. I meant to say filmmakers. I don't know. Maybe
Well, anybody with an iPhone is a filmmaker now,
True. I mean, I realize I'm falling behind, like, because I guess Twitch isn't the cool thing anymore. It's TikTok.
Yeah, I can't do TikTok.
I tried to post clips.
I have one, but I'm not good at it.
I tried a couple of times, and they don't care. They don't care for me. They don't care for me there.
I had one video that did decent, but like, it's just so hard. There's too much social media, man. It's just, I'm too old for it all.
Oh, there's one. Oh my gosh. Sorry. We were talking about movies, and I do want to, because I can't believe I didn't think of this. I remember years ago watching the movie Red Eye and enjoying it. Do you remember the movie Red Eye?
Was that the zombie?
No, that's Rachel McAdams on the airplane with, I can't remember the guy's name. Actor, I guess. What is? I don't know the guy's name at all. But like, it's maybe if you don't remember, then it may not be worth talking about. But it's insane that, like, I remember enjoying this movie, and then I get into it. I'm like, oh, this plot is dog shit.
So Tom mentioned Panic Room, and that's can't think of her damn name now. Anyway,
I've never seen Panic Room.
Panic Room is, what is her damn name?
Let me see if I can. Panic.
The chick from Silence of the Lambs. I cannot think of her name.
Jodie
I'm having
Foster?
a huge brain fart. We've talked so much, my brain hurts.
Yeah, Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster, thank you.
Yeah.
So Jodie Foster did a movie a few years later called Flight Plan. And basically it's a plane, they're in the air, and Jodie Foster's daughter disappears on the plane, and everybody on the plane thinks that she's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the stewardess, the people sitting next to her, the people that actually talked to her daughter, they're like, "No, you didn't have your child when you got on the plane."
I think
And
I'm
she's like,
remembering
"What?"
trailers right now in my
Yeah,
head.
that's kind of what I thought maybe you were talking about.
No, it's
But-
it's different. It's oh god. Now I need to know his name. Sorry.
But but Flight Plan is one of those that fell apart. Like you're watching it and you're like, okay, I get this, and then towards the end it just takes a turn. You're like, what?
So
What?
maybe you won't. So Cillian Murphy.
Oh yeah, I know. Killian.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. I was like, ooh, you might not remember.
Cullen Murphy. I think it's Cullen Murphy.
Kill
He's the guy from Peaky Blinders and
Yes, yep.
Batman, a few others.
But like, he's like facilitating the assassination of some guy staying at Rachel McAdams' hotel, and she has to like make a phone call to move this guy into the target into a specific room.
Okay.
And that's the interaction between these two main characters. He's just trying to get her to make this phone call, threatening to kill her dad, who's played by her dad is
John
played by
Voight.
Brian Cox.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like Brian Cox.
But he does nothing in the film. He has almost nothing. He has nothing to do in the film.
It sounds like it wasn't Aces Loaded. What is that movie? Shit. I had it for a second. I'm having a lot of movie brain farts recently. I'm usually pretty solid.
What I absolutely couldn't stand was realizing once I got to the end, there were at least two, I think 3 occasions in this movie where the bad guy is going after somebody and trips and falls.
Oh, classic horror movie style.
No, I'm like,
He's gonna get her with a knife. Ah!
It happened at least twice. I think 3 times he gets tripped. I'm like, who does? What happened? I don't understand. You couldn't do anything else here?
Yeah, you planned this for months.
Yeah, like you.
Like he didn't think he was gonna assassinate this dude. Like he didn't wake up and be like, I need to get that guy. I'm gonna kidnap her dad today. Like no, he planned this out. He didn't plan his run route.
It was God. I sat through the whole thing. I'm like, I got excited. I was excited because I remember what year the movie come out. I think it was 2003.
I remember Rachel McAdams being hot.
2005. It's 2005
Okay,
film.
it's been a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember enjoying this when I was younger. I'm like, I even tweeted this. I'm like, I remember enjoying this movie. I used to be stupid.
Well, it's more so because I've done that recently where I watch something. I'm like, yo, I grew up watching this movie. Like, I want to watch it as an adult and take it in as an adult. And then you watch it, you're like, that was a horrible piece of crap. That was like here's something. This is real. Like Home Alone 2. Home Alone 2 is a classic.
Yeah.
But when you break it down, it's a piece of crap.
Oh yeah. Don't think about it.
No, it's a terrible movie. They just copied Home Alone 1 and put it in New York and made it astronomically impossible. Like, it's the same story. It's
You're
the
right.
same story. They didn't even change it.
It's totally correct.
It's the same thing. It's like, as nostalgia, I like watching it at Christmas time. Like, I like it, but it's a horrible film.
Oh, you're correct. You're absolutely right, and that's the thing is, I mean, my childhood is still going to allow me to enjoy the movie.
Yes.
That can't happen
There's
all the
a lot of
time.
things like that. It's all like that when you lay it out. There's so much that you grew up watching, and you're just like, this does not hold up. Yeah, and no John Candy. Yeah, see,
Oh yeah, yeah. Good point.
no Canadian wonder John Candy in that film. Not gonna happen. Gotta get rid of it.
Oh, the bird lady. Oh my god.
Yeah, the bird lady. Oh yeah, she just happened to. Oh, they have fireworks in New York. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, sure. And the bird seed just sticks to them. They're scared of pigeons.
What's the action though? But him screaming with covered in pigeons though. That is that I hear that in my head.
But you know what? He screamed when a spider landed on his face in the first one.
You're right. That needed to happen again. I did need that again.
They added nothing to it. They just changed locations. That's all they did.
Ooh, Danny brings up Mac and Me.
Oh, that was an awful film. There was a lot of crap. There was a lot of crap in the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Like, here's a real thing. This is something that is true. I have yet to find a decent 90s movie that wasn't a big-time blockbuster. They just don't exist.
So like there's no small movies that just like that were good.
There's not small movies that blow you away because either the cast sucks or the writing sucks. Like, you can say Jurassic Park, that's a fantastic ass film, but it's a blockbuster. You know, Little Nicky, blockbuster. But you find anything 90s that didn't have a major star in it, it's just crap. But you can nitpick stuff in the 80s and it actually comes out like that was actually a pretty damn good movie. Pump up the volume.
No, you're right. I was gonna say like horror movies, but those were still
terrible too.
Yeah.
Like,
Shit, you're right.
Like, I want to say you could say something like Hellraiser, but I think the first Hellraiser was in the 80s. I think it was like 89.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I think you're. Well, that's the thing.
All horror movies are crap unless it's something like Scream, you know, where it's just this huge blockbuster. But all the Freddys, all the Voorhees, all that stuff was just garbage. The Halloween movies got worse. Like,
yeah.
Go watch Halloween 5 and tell me you had a good time. 'Cause you did.
Oh, what was it? They named one of them H2O.
Yeah, that was the one that launched what's his face's career for like 30 seconds. The pretty boy.
I don't remember who was in that one specifically. Oh, and when Jason Voorhees went to space.
Yes. Yeah.
That was incredible. How ridiculous that was. I did laugh at that film for I did laugh at that a good
You're
bit.
supposed to.
Yeah.
You're supposed to. I think the one that they froze the chick. I think she froze and then he like punched her. And
That's right. Yes. Oh my god. Oh.
Tango and Cash was a great film. Tango and Cash was a fantastic film. That actually has one of my favorite lines in a movie ever. Like, I've watched a lot of films. Not that I'm bragging, but I've watched a lot of films. But Tango and Cash has one of my favorites, and literally Sylvester Stallone. My brain is just completely farting. I cannot think of the other guy's name.
You got me.
Snake Plissken. I can't think of his name. Huge farts.
Crap.
Kurt Russell.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Kurt Russell, Sylvester Stallone, 80 stars, right? So Sylvester Stallone does something, right? Punches a wall. Kurt Russell goes, "Who do you think you are, Rambo?" And Sylvester Stallone looks at him and goes, "Rambo was a pussy." I love it.
That's okay. That's fun. That's fun.
He's like, "Aren't you Rambo?" "Oh yeah, you are Rambo." Sylvester Stallone was in a porn movie. Yes, it was like Kitty and something
Wait, what?
have a party or something.
What?
Yeah, it was like Kitty and Stud Have a Party was like Sylvester Stallone's very first movie, and it was part porn. It's awful.
It's wait, it's part porn, so it was
Part
not.
porn. Yeah, it's
It's
like
a
1975 or 76. He did the film so he could get the money to make Rocky. And they recently they changed it to Italian Stallion, but the original name was Stud and Kitty Have a Party or something along those lines. And yeah, you do see his Willie, but the majority of it is them being high on something
Okay.
and just dancing naked for a long amount of time, like an uncomfortably amount of long time, like like four people in a room with like a lot of rug dancing nude,
Well,
all 4 of them nude.
Well, I'm gonna need to see this because now I'm just curious about what Sly's donger looks like.
It's hard to get through. It's a hard film to get through, and not in the hard good way, you know. It's not like in that one Bruce Willis film where he jumps in the pool and you see like his penis head. It's not like that. It's
What film is that?
It's like Target Point or Hard Target or something. It was in the 90s.
Oh my god. I'm learning so much.
I've got a huge, vast knowledge, but I can't unlock it today.
Oh,
That wasn't Vanishing Point. It was, I want to say it was like Hard Target or something like that, but it was like 1993. Yeah, Bruce Willis did one. It was actually a decent movie. He was like a some kind of like boat rescue guy. I'm not sure if he was like
like the
Coast
Coast
Guard or
Guard?
what.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't know if he was
Yeah.
Coast Guard or just like the police on a boat. But like I remember him chasing people in the boat, you know.
Yeah, I think the difference is that they give police on a boat guns.
Yeah,
That's
I think he
that's a
had
little
one.
military humor for you guys chat.
I'm pretty sure he did have one. But yeah, that was a weird movie, but it was okay. But it wasn't as bad as Kitty and Stud Party, whatever it was.
I'm gonna you know what, actually if I just Google these people's
Yeah,
genitals, I could probably just find it. But I like it's fun. I didn't even know this was a thing.
you know they didn't, again, 70s is like the 90s. They didn't make a lot of good stuff. If
Yeah.
it was a big movie, you know about it. But if it was just, you know, small time stuff like Frogs, you know, have you seen Frogs from like 1975?
No.
Surprisingly,
I've never heard of Frogs.
it's a horror movie.
Is it a sequel to Birds?
No, no, it's like these like debutantes in the bayou. You know, they've been dumping toxic waste, and now the frogs are coming for them.
Written by Alex Jones.
No, Alex Jones was probably a toddler when this was made. It's wow. There's a bunch of crap out there, and I've watched a lot of it.
How do you do it? How do you bring yourself to do it?
I guess a lot of it was the pandemic. A lot of it was, you know. So you're locked up, and it's like, okay, let's watch some stuff. And I kind of got tired of watching the big name things that like everybody had watched. And I was like, let me see what else this is. And then I started dipping. What happened is I dipped into the 80s. And when you dip into the 80s, you find yourself down horror rabbit holes. And they made a lot of. Did I lock up?
I can still hear you. Is your computer updating again?
I think so. I think it's fine. I don't know.
Don't worry about
It
it.
wants me to restart. That's what it is.
Oh, it's telling you right now.
Yeah, it's like, please restart. Please restart. But yeah, if you try to watch 80s horror movies, there's a ton of them. They were all trying to bank on the success of like Halloween and Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. So they made a ton of stuff. And like started watching those horror movies, and then it was like, well, I'm tired of watching horror movies. I want to watch some like 80s action movies. And then you dive down that, and then eventually you find some crap ones, then you find some good ones. I don't know, it's a deep hole. Screensaver mode. Yes, I need to have some pipes going around.
Oh God, and see, stuff keeps popping into my head of like just awful. Here's the thing: I can't bring myself to always watch a bunch of awful movies. I want the good stuff,
agree.
but it's
hard.
I literally, I tell my friends, like, listen, I on this one occasion became your cinematic Jesus. I watched Joe Dirt 2 so you didn't have to.
It's
Never
so bad.
watch that film. Never.
It's so bad.
I can't.
Who took over for Kid Rock in that?
Oh, I don't even know. I don't remember. I'm trying to put I put the plot almost out of my head completely. I'm recovering.
There was another like 90s rocker that took over the bully role, and it wasn't Kid Rock. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, it was terrible. It was so bad. I'm surprised they got him to do it again.
Listen, years later, when I heard they were making a Joe Dirt 2, of course I got excited. I didn't learn my lesson yet. I didn't get bitter over sequels that didn't need to happen. Now I'm bitter.
There is a movie, and I think it's called Killer Eye.
Okay.
And it was done in the 90s. And it shouldn't even be classified as a movie. Like, they needed a runtime of, let's say, 80 minutes. So what they did is they filmed about 30 minutes of stuff, and then they would just replay certain scenes again and extend certain scenes. Like the sex scene, they would have like, like, and then they would switch to another thing, and then they go right back to the same one, right? Without actually filming one, they would just keep cutting and splicing. And it was awful. It was a struggle to get through this movie. Like, no good effects, no good acting. Like, you could tell when they cut the scene, it was bad. And the problem is they made a sequel. They made a sequel.
What?
And I had to watch it. And I shit you not, this is real. The runtime was like 80 minutes. And the first 40 minutes of the sequel is a recap of the first one. And I paid for it. I paid to watch it. The first one was free. I paid $4.99 to watch the sequel.
What? Oh my God. I mean, I guess you gotta bring yourself
so you don't have to.
So you don't have to, exactly. You are clearly more of a cinematic Jesus than I am.
It was awful. The first one was awful. It was so bad.
Oh my God, you literally imagine having to have any other film that has a last time on Dragon Ball Z.
It literally recapped the first movie for 40 minutes, and then it had 20 minutes of new stuff, and it wasn't even good new stuff. It was like shit they left on the floor of the first one. They just spliced it in, and the eyeball's still going at it. And it wasn't like an eyeball, right? It was like a puppet eyeball.
Oh no.
It was so bad.
Oh my God. Oh, that makes me so happy.
Just no, avoid it all.
Oh yeah, I never have to do it. You did it. I don't have to.
No. But like I said, I've seen some crazy ass movies that'll make you question like I would not recommend that one because it's pointless. But there's a movie we talked about on my show about a month ago. It's called Meet the Hollowheads.
Okay.
And it is an absolute mind-melting fuckfest. Like not sexual, but
Oh,
you
sorry.
question.
Sorry. It would be really funny though if you just like recommending porn right now.
Oh, I can. Have you heard about Debbie Does Dishes? I have it on DVD. But it's one of those things like there's not you can't like there's some movies you can watch with drugs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you could smoke a joint and watch like How High or some of those films. Pineapple Express, right? This doesn't qualify as a film. It's so weird and ridiculous, and there's like real actors in it, like people you know, and you're like, hey, I know that guy, I know that girl. It's wild. It's set in like this futuristic apocalypse meat world, not Meatball, but meat world. And
I love it already.
It is a wild movie. It's almost like a sitcom from like the 90s, but it's not. Meet the Hollowheads will blow your mind. It's not a good movie. It's not a good movie. It's semi-gross. It's all practical effects, but it is just ridiculous.
Okay.
In a weird way.
Okay.
Like I don't even know how to explain it. It's just so different than anything else. Like it broke the mold of movies. Like it's not a Top Gun, you know, and it's not, you know, a Freddy Krueger movie. It's not a comedy. It's the only one in its category.
Amazing. I'm really excited now.
It's so weird. It's so weird. And like I said, there's real people in it. Like you'll watch it and be like, I know who that person is. They're in stuff, like things. Like they're not just in movies. Like they're in real movies. They're a real actor. It's bonkers. Yeah, Up in Smoke. That's one that's one you can sit back and laugh at, you know.
Well,
this one's not. This one is, I don't know. Like Velocipaster, you need to be smoking crystal meth or something to get a chuckle out of it. But this, I don't know. Peyote? Can you even get that?
I actually don't. I know one of those kinds of drugs, like they stopped making. I don't know. I hope that in the future, when these movies come to your brain, feel free to just message me like, "Hey, this is insane." Yeah, I'm up for it. I'm up for it. I got
a list.
I have days where I'm just like, I want to watch some trash, you know?
Yeah, I've got some trash. I've got some real bad shit.
Amazing. Okay, well, one last thing, I guess. I will probably wrap this up. Let you get to your stream too.
We rolled hard. There's before we close out. There's a director, and I can't think of his name, and you wouldn't know him if I told you anyway. But he made 80s movies like no other. So if you're into blondes with big boobs and
my history says yes,
guns and explosions and bullets and just that like muscular testosterone, this dude made it, right? And it's awesome, ridiculous, and hilarious at the same time. Like the acting is horrible, the boobs are fake, and the explosions are real. And he made like 12 of these films through the 80s and 90s, and they are just ridiculous. Like this dude was driving. This is a small little of one of them, right? It's like not Trouble in Paradise, but something. He's driving a like a motorcycle, like a crotch rocket motorcycle, right, on the beach. Okay, and then this guy is up on a hill and he's got a bazooka, and he shoots the bazooka, and the guy sees the bazooka missile coming, right, and he hops off the bike and runs, and then you just see the bike sitting on the beach, and then it explodes.
just stationary.
Stationary, yeah. It just goes boom! It's like the biggest explosion you've ever seen out of the tiniest bike, and it's a real bike. He blew up. It's not models. And there's helicopters that explode, and they blow up Jeeps and stuff. And like one of them, this girl is on the toilet, and she hears something, and she gets up, and this huge anaconda comes out of the toilet, right? And then they start fighting. So she starts fighting.
She's fighting the anaconda.
Yeah, it's huge too, right? And so she finally throws the anaconda across the room, and like her boyfriend kicks open the door, does a barrel roll, and shoots it. Head explodes. I mean, like, explodes. It is the most ridiculous film.
Oh,
like, there's 12 of them. They're all the same. It's just bonkers. It's bonkers on bonkers, and it's just fun.
Do you remember the director's name?
I'll have to send it to you. Like I said,
Okay.
I've watched probably 8 of them.
I will look forward to that. Yes.
One of the other ones, there's this couple. They're playing frisbee on the beach, right? They're just, again, horrible acting. They're tossing a frisbee back and forth on the beach, and this guy runs up on the beach and goes, "Hey, toss me that frisbee." So of course they do, and then he goes, "Oh," and he pretends like he drops it. And what he does is he reaches into his bag and he pulls out a frisbee with razor blades attached to it, and then he zings it back at him. Fingers cut off.
Oh, I thought it was gonna chop somebody's head clean off.
It's like that. It's
still amazing. It's
amazing and ridiculous. It's I want to say his last one was like 1994 or something, but they're all the same. It's just gratuitous boob nudity and explosions and sweat and bullets. It's hilarious. It's one of those, like, you can watch and enjoy yourself. Like, the more you're immersed in it and just realize you're not in for, like, you're not going to watch Usual Suspects here. You're going to watch, like, you're watching a real piece of crap, but it's awesome. Like, that's
all I could dream of.
Yeah, this isn't Shawshank Redemption, okay? This is Trouble in Paradise, or whatever the hell it's called.
Oh my god.
Thank you. I had to get that one out. I will recommend those.
Oh no, I'm glad you did.
Those are crazy.
So one thing that I wanted to end on is I've seen this before. I've seen people get asked this question before, and I really am intrigued by this because it seems to be a fun thing, and I'm wondering how you would answer this. Looking back, what's one thing in your life that you like? One of the times in your life that you have laughed the hardest, a fun, like just a hilarious moment in your life. It doesn't have to be like number one, just something. What comes to your brain? Just and if you can't think of something, that's cool. I'm not going to try to put you on the spot, but it's
say last night with Tom the Gamer Freak.
Tell me about it.
No, that was hilarious. He mistyped in the chat. He was trying to quote song lyrics, and he just said, like, "I need you right now," and then he tagged somebody in the chat, and I was like, "Oh, Tom needs you right now," and then Tom, the next sentence he's typed was, "Oh no, wrong person. I meant this person," and I was like, "Wait a minute, what are you talking about? You can't have two people." And then somebody else in the chat goes, "Two chicks at the same time, man. Two chicks at the same time." And I'm
I love that. Oh goodness.
As far as like in my entire life, man, I don't know. There's been some pretty hilarious stuff on stream. But like forever, that's a hard question. That really is.
No pressure. Listen. I'm. It's just something I'm considering.
I got one.
Okay. All right.
I got one. And it's technically stream related, but it happened in real life.
Yeah.
So 2017, I did a get together with a bunch of people from the streaming community. So we had two guys that flew over from overseas. One came from England and one came from Belgium.
Mm-hmm.
And then me and a friend, the guy who threw up in his hand, we took a road trip, and then we met 5 other guys at an Airbnb, and we hung out. We had a great time. We did a big stream. It was a lot of fun, right?
Yeah.
So we were planning for the big stream, right? This is like, I want to say it's the first time anybody had ever done that, at least on that level, right? So we had 5 different streamers all together in one house, you know? And so
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, so we went to Walmart and a couple other places, Party City, try to find some things for our big stream. And we were in Walmart, and the British guy, he's like right next to me, and we're walking down, and he runs over to the dog toy aisle, and he picks up this tiny little sombrero. This little sombrero for like a chihuahua or a small dog.
Yeah.
And he says, "I want to wear this tonight." And I was like, "The only way you can wear that tonight is that's the only thing you wear tonight." And he goes, "Okay." So we put that in the basket, and then we do other shopping. Long story short, during the stream, we've got these 2 couches, and then behind one of the couches is the windows outside, right? Now, I didn't know when he was going to do this, but I could see him going outside. So I'm off camera. I'm not even on camera at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So one of the other guys, he's on there doing his thing. And all of a sudden, you see this almost naked guy with a sombrero over, banging on the window, going, "Yo, oi, yo, oi!" Just banging, and everybody just lost it. Like there was 12 half-drunk people just cackling at this dude. Just boy, you couldn't see anything on the camera, but us behind, we could see totally out there. And then he slips. So he's banging and he slips, goes right into the window, and the sombrero almost falls down. And I'm like, "Oh God!" Then he runs around, and again on camera you can't see it, but all we see is this bare ass running into the dark,
just into the night. Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so funny. Yeah, I mean, we're all just laughing, and like I said, we were drinking like. So on camera, people are doing their thing. Off camera, we're back there like, "Hey, you got to try this. Drink this beer," you know? So we're all just getting shit-faced. So, but it was extra damn funny. The fact that he's like, "I want this hat." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, you think you're going to wear it?" No.
Yeah. Oh, and he just agreed to it so quickly.
Yeah, he's fine. He's okay with it.
Yeah. I love that. That's fantastic. That's a great
Fun
story.
stuff. That was fun. I got to try to find that clip.
Yeah. You have it recorded still? Then yeah, absolutely.
Everything. Yeah, I have it all. So
yeah. I did forget. You have everything.
I'm one of those guys, man. Like yes, I'm a collector, but I'm also like half narcissist. So I like to have my archive of things.
I understand. I
worked hard on it. You know, I talked for a long time. You know,
I did. Yeah, I understand. I get
for
it.
7 years.
Yeah.
I gotta have something to show for it.
Well, I started keeping all of my VODs until I realized it's taken up all my memory. I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't want to post all of it. Not all of it was great, you know. I should have maybe, but
just send it all to YouTube. I mean, again, it's an endless archive. You know? That's what I started doing.
I think I might start doing that. So
because I have an external hard drive, I keep it all too, you know, and that way, it's there, you know.
Yeah.
Like if you know, whatever password, whatever, I've still got it, and that way I can, you know, sit around in my old age and be like, "Let's see what I was doing in 2016." Oh, enjoying not a pandemic. Cool. Look at the fun we're having.
Exactly. Terrific.
I think that's why I buy comic books, you know, with the thought that I'm going to read them in the future. You know, I keep my archives with the thought that I'm going to rewatch it one day and laugh. But I don't know if that's the case.
That's the thing is I keep all mine, and I think like, oh, I'm gonna go back and watch these. I don't.
No. I have 3 hours to dedicate to myself.
Oh,
You know? No. But they're there. They exist. They're out there.
well,
But, yeah, good. That was a fun time. And we had talked about doing it 2020, surprisingly. We're like, yeah, we need to get another
Do it
one
again?
of those.
Yeah.
Nerd Fest. We need to get another Nerd Fest together, because it was just a small group, and we just meet a random place in the United States. Like, that way we get to travel, vacation, and hang out. It's all at the same time.
It's something I'm gonna have to do eventually because I'm making good friends on the internet. I have to travel to meet them at some point too. I live in the middle of nowhere in Virginia.
Road trip, but
Yeah.
things, and now again, that was right after I joined Twitch, and so now everything's like TwitchCon. You got to go to TwitchCon. That's where all the party's at.
So
I'm like,
expensive.
there's too many people out there, man. Like,
Yeah, I feel that. Maybe I'll go one time and see.
Yeah.
Not this year. Not this year. Mm-mm. Not to mention I just started, but yeah.
well, I mean, again, like meeting or getting out there and meeting other people, it never hurts. So, I don't know. It's a lot of people.
I understand.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of people.
Oh, I tell people like in my real life who are I tell like, hey, I'm live streaming and I'm like, yeah, if right now if 20 people were standing in front of me listening to me talk, I would freak the fuck out. But being in front of a camera,
You were like an audience was in
yes,
front
if
of
I
you?
had an audience, yes, I would spaz. But being on camera, I mean I'm cool as a cucumber.
You're talking to yourself.
Exactly.
Like in theory, like I'm like, aside from today, I'm talking to you, but like when I'm here, yeah, I'm talking to the people in the chat, but I'm talking to myself. There ain't nobody else here. Not that I know of.
Yeah.
There ain't nobody else here. So
The
it's
toys
just
aren't
me.
alive.
Working on it, Frankenstein. But yeah, it's we did that was our second Nerd Fest, the one I told you about. We had a first one that we did in 2016, and we were in a hotel and we were gonna stream from our room. That was the plan, but they didn't have an Ethernet connection in the room. So the only place they had an Ethernet connection was one of their meeting rooms at the hotel. So I had to rent a meeting room from the hotel in order to do the stream. And what was interesting is we could only get it for like an hour or something like that. So we had it set up. And again, this was through the PlayStation, by the way. Like, this wasn't through a computer. So I
Very
brought
nice.
my PlayStation, hooked it up to a projector that they had. So we had the chat projected on the wall behind us. And then we had all these empty chairs and shit that was not being able to be seen on camera because we were all in front of the camera hanging out. And I remember thinking that. I was like, man, how cool would that be if every seat in here was filmed or was filled while we were filming this live show? I was like, that would be cool. I was like, could I still be the crazy, all this? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know if I would be froze up in front of a real crowd or if it would just be eventually just come naturally. So I don't know.
I'm pretty confident with my own personal anxiety would block me, but yeah, it's interest. It is still interesting to think about.
Yeah, definitely. Like, especially nowadays, with everything going on in the world, like, it's definitely more prevalent in my mind. But back then, I don't know, man. I probably would have been down for it. So I don't know.
So I appreciate you coming on. This I had so much fun. This was great.
This was a blast. I mean, we went
love it.
what, an hour and a half over?
I think we went quite a while. I didn't mind at all. I was worried about taking up your time. I could do this the entire stream.
I'm just gonna be building wrestling characters tonight, so it's not like I wasn't doing a real live show. I'm just doing the filler until I can get back into doing the wrestling stuff. So
yeah,
it's not
I get you.
and we planned this. It's not like you like, hey, I'm getting you on right now. What? No, so.
Well, you've greatly improved my mood. Because I mean, I started the stream and I was like, oh, I'm tired. It's Tuesday, and then like we got into this. You and I really appreciate talking to you. Somebody in chat early on was like, these guys are like brothers, I'm like, I enjoy the vibe we have.
Yeah, it's one of those. I call it like an instant click. Like, sometimes there's people out there that you just instantly click with, and anybody on this planet that'll wear a Slave Leia costume and get in a jacuzzi is somebody I instantly click with. So, knew it.
Shay, thank you for the biddies. I appreciate that. All right, well,
yeah.
I'm gonna let you get your butt on stream and make those characters. And don't be surprised if you get a raid in.
Hey.
I'm still gonna bullshit for a little bit longer with these crazy
definitely.
folks, but
We're not
Thank
doing anything proper tonight, so.
yeah. Well, like I said, thank you. I appreciate it.
This was a lot of fun, man. I think we probably got to do it again soon.
I definitely will. So
Yeah, I'll bring
right.
some movies with some actual facts behind it that I can remember actors' names next time.
that would be great. That would be
I
great.
didn't sleep well last night. I was nervous.
Chat, if you don't know the Nerdy Effect, make sure to go follow him. I'll make sure to post the link once he's out of here, so we don't have a clip of him over his face. So
It would be weird, yes. And who knows what clip you're gonna get? I'm gonna be eating something. Am I wearing something?
it's all great. It's all exciting. All right, you get
Appreciate
your
you
ass
having me
out
on.
of here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Nerd Circle.
All right. I love that. That was amazing. Oh my god. So freaking fun. Holy crap. Hey, we gotta go back